Frame 85 coming hot at you on a Thursday afternoon. No guests this week, just the boys. Make sure to like, subscribe, comment, all that jazz you want to get on Gutterball. Just hit us up on Instagram. Don't even email us. Forget about that. You're not old. Get on Gutterball. We got some guests coming in the week, further in the week. It's going to be great. We blessed you with guests last week, but you just have us today, so you deal with it, all right? Paul, what's up? How you feeling? Hey.
Yeah, people keep
up?
bailing on us, so no guests, sorry.
They're not allowed on again.
I'm a freaking loser. Doing good. Busy week at work. Been busier today. Kind of a long week because I'm on the final stages of closing on the house. Everything's a pending sale now. We're all looking good. Inspection's good. Everything's good. So yeah, just kind of chilling now. Just kind of waiting for the day. As you can tell, things are slowly disappearing around me as I pack things up and kind of downsize because I had remember that old big dresser behind me? Like, I'm just going to sell that because it's old, man. And like that old looking stuff is cool, but like, I just have no use to be hauling a solid oak dresser all the way up there. Like, I'll just get a new one or something, more modern. But yeah, not too bad. How's your week been?
Dressers are very 90s too. It's all about clothes hangers, That's just like so much more more room for space. I don't know.
Well, that's
It
the
seems like
thing
a
is,
dresser would be a pain in the ass.
as part of the house sale, they're giving me this massive wardrobe that's like in the bedroom, and Destiny doesn't like it, but I do. And so I'm going to have to hang all my stuff, but I really don't like hanging my stuff. I do like a dresser.
Have you opened up the dresser?
You mean the wardrobe?
Have you
at the new
opened their
place?
dresser? Yeah, their wardrobe. Have you opened the wardrobe?
Yeah, I looked in there. It was empty.
Did it smell like them? Did it smell like old people? I bet it did.
No.
Go take another whiff. I swear to God, you spill anything on your wardrobe, like a little bit of that wood gets wet, and all your clothes smell like mildew permanently. I guarantee you open there, like moss come out of there, Paul. Take a little
No.
peek.
No,
Take
it's
a good
fine.
whiff.
It's pretty
Next
bad.
time, no, take a whiff, and you're gonna be like, "Yeah, I can't put my clothes."
Do you want to know how big it is?
How big is big?
It is the entire size of that entire wall, side to side,
Big.
with maybe a foot down from the ceiling. It's massive. It can fit a ton of clothes.
Where the fuck you got a hidden door to Narnia behind that fucking thing?
I
Jesus
mean,
Christ!
pretty
It looks like
much,
a
yeah.
yeah, it's like a fairy tale goddamn wardrobe.
I mean, we're
go
gonna
in there and
see
never
how it
come out.
goes. There's a chance we might just end up getting it out of there and selling it, but they didn't want to move it, understandably, because it's fucking huge. They didn't want to like
You
have
can't
the
move
movers
it.
move.
It's part of the house. It's in the ground. It's molded into the floor. It doesn't leave.
We'll see though. Honestly, the way I look at it, it's nice, but then now I think about it that I'm gonna have it there, I'm like, I would like that extra foot of space at the end of the bedroom because
Exactly.
our main bedroom is gonna be smaller than our current bedroom. Like even
Oh,
at this apartment.
really?
Yeah.
Ooh, 'cause
But
it's small.
we've accepted that. Like one thing we've always wanted to do is we don't want to have a TV in the bedroom anymore. Like we're fine because the bedroom's right next to the living room. You want to go watch TV, go out there. Plus, we both have a hard time sleeping now with the TV on a little bit, and we just don't do that much anymore. So
You've hit the geriatric stage of your life, I see. No,
yeah,
get that wardrobe out of there. If your bedroom's smaller, a big ass wardrobe, get that thing out of there. If it doesn't lead to anything, you don't need it in there.
well, I don't know where else I'm gonna put. It would have to be sold then.
Burn it.
It's huge,
Chop it down.
dude. It's new. It's like it's a nice condition wardrobe.
Oh,
It's like
okay.
stained oak or maple or something. It's really
Pictured it
nice.
very archaic and gross. I don't know. Like,
I think you're
pictured it
gonna
very
be
gross.
surprised about how modernized this house is once you first see it. You're gonna be like, "Oh shit, I thought this was gonna be a pile." Now, from the outside, it doesn't look the greatest.
Why do you think I'm immediately dunking on your house? I've seen
Because you're
pictures
an
of it.
asshole. That's
I'm not
why.
an asshole. I'm dunking on the wardrobe. Get that thing here. Get that out of there. You don't need that. But anyway, I've been pretty good.
That's good.
Doing good. Working on some stuff. Working on my Tight 5 for the Comedy Store. But other than that, it's been pretty good. I have a Tight 5 coming. Don't worry. I'm gonna go do a little stand up. Do a little thing. I might have recycled from some jokes I've already said on the podcast. That turning blackface with the makeup. That's a seller, man. People like that shit. Oh, you know what was really rough, dude? So that was the day after that short came out, the blackface one. And the store director comes up to me at where I work. The head, like the store director, like she's the boss of everyone around there. She goes, "So I heard you have a podcast." I'm like, "Yeah." She's like, "Oh, I checked out some videos." I'm like, "So it's pretty interesting." I'm like, "Yeah, maybe you shouldn't do that." But I know she saw it, and I just think that's so funny to me. that
She didn't care.
now she what she can do, fire me? I hope they don't type in Gutterball Podcast Target. Don't do that because I definitely haven't made shorts directly saying some shit that could get people fired at that target. So don't do that. But none of them are watching this, so it doesn't matter. I can say whatever I want. But yeah, that kind of caught me off guard. But other than that, I'm doing good. Do you want to do
That's
song of the
good.
week, Paul, before we jump into anything else?
Yeah, go for it. I don't have a song of the week this week. I honestly, I thought I did, but I haven't been listening to any new music that I haven't really talked about. I kind of listen to the same old stuff. I mean, there
Mhm.
was a Germ and Shakewell, or a Germ and Fat Nick song that came out that was okay, but nothing
It's
super
like Word
crazy.
Symphony.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But other than
Yeah,
that, yeah, I
yeah.
don't really got anything. Do you got one this week?
Mhm. Yeah, I do. And Fat Nick's coming to play with Germ and Kill Switch next week in
Yeah,
Minneapolis. You
I
could go to
saw
that.
that.
But yeah, my song of the week, as much as a song as it is an album, it is Slipknot's Iowa. I have a little like lithograph right there. You see that? That's one
Oh
out of
yeah,
50 reflective. I think that thing's pretty dope.
that's cool.
But yeah, I was gonna do Slipknot The End So Far, which is their most recent album, but I didn't have a chance to listen to that all the way through again. And I'd just be listening
When
to
did
Iowa
that come
anyway.
out?
Last August it came out. I bet you haven't even listened to it because it was shit. It was not great. I this there was the it was an album to get out because they wanted to cut ties with Roadrunner Records. So now Slipknot's probably doing their own like producing and stuff. But yeah, Slipknot is thinning out. Corey will be out of there within 5 years. I bet you. Sid Wilson's gone. They just kicked out. I don't think we talked about it. They got rid of Jay Weinberg,
We
their
talked about
drummer, to
that.
replace Joey Jordison. Yeah, we did talk about that. So now they're getting a new drummer. And it sounds like Clown's on his way out. So we're losing some core members here. And Slipknot's gonna go on with or without Corey or all the other guys. So it's just gonna be one of those bands like War or Mushroom Head, where they're just gonna, pretend like we
Drowning
didn't
Pool.
lose. Yeah, Drowning Pool. We're just gonna keep throwing in new members. But anyway, I want to talk about Slipknot Iowa real quick. One of the greatest metal albums of all time, in my opinion. Paul's heard it. You've heard it. Hopefully, check it out. So
Very good.
Iowa came out what? Came out in 2001. It looks like. And this is Slipknot's second studio album, arguably their best one. Every track is good, 515 or people equal shit, disaster piece, everything ends, the heretic anthem, all this shit. And I just want to kind of rattle off some pretty quick like facts about it. Originally, it was supposed to be called Nine Men, One Mission, which thank God they changed it to Iowa because that name is fucking awful. It sounds like shit.
Yeah.
This is one of Slipknot's most angriest albums, and you can feel it because they're all on drugs. This is right after Slipknot, the first album came out. They had a little money, they had the fame now, and mind you, they're all like 20 years old, like under 24 years old, every single one of them, which is crazy, when you get
That
that
is
stardom.
nuts.
So it got to their heads, they're all drunk, fucked up on drugs, crazy, you know. So they were really hated each other a lot. They didn't talk much for that album after it. After that, Corey went and did Stone Sour, The
I
Iowa
like Stone
tour was pretty
Sour.
cool. They toured a System of a Down, and that's where they played on Ozfest, which is really gnarly. I think Corey was like 20 playing at Ozfest, which is fucking insane. Um, but on the end of one of the tracks called the Heretic Anthem, if you're 555, I'm 666. If you listen closely, not even that closely, you can hear it. You can hear glass shattering and sounds like someone stomping. And that is an actual sound of Clown, the percussionist, throwing a glass bottle at the producer's head and him ducking from it because he hated him so much. And you can hear that in the audio, which is really, really cool. I like that. So go listen to that. It's a little Easter egg for you. It's Clown legitimately pissed at the guy. And what's interesting, the producer of that album, the entire album, his back was broken. So he's in the studio all fucked up. Like his back is, and he still showed up. He broke his back and came to the studio the next day to start to produce their album. Which is crazy. That guy's metal.
What the fuck?
Yeah, also very hated. They did not work with him again after that. They did fucking hate that guy. I think he passed away though. Can't remember his name. The beginning track, 515, is the intro to Iowa, kind of sets the atmosphere. It's only about a minute long, and it's just people screaming and kind of like this like distorted wailing of a guitar. And that was recorded immediately after Sid got the call that his grandpa died. And he went and
Jeez.
recorded that. Like the story goes, apparently he got the call. He's like, your grandpa's dead. And he put the phone down, went to the studio and recorded that. So if you go listen to that again, it has a little bit more meaning to it because it's the song is it's just people screaming death over and over again. So it's like kind of makes sense. Very violent. Sad Sid Wilson is also going to bounce out of the band soon. It sounds like doing his own stuff. Um, Another really cool thing about this. So if you listen to the title track Iowa, which is the last song on the album, which is 15 minutes long, which is crazy. Slipknot was just throwing in 15-minute songs, that are bangers or 8-minute songs in this album throughout all the madness. And apparently Corey recorded it twice, and both times he completely stripped naked and was screaming in the vocals. You can hear it, and then he apparently was cutting himself to the point where he needed stitches and shit with broken glass from around the studio, and you can hear it in the audio. If you go listen to Iowa again, you can hear him screaming and shit and glass breaking, and all of that's real. And clowns like Clown, the percussionist, he comes in, is like, dude, are you okay? Like, you're fucking nuts. And Corey's like all bloodied and bleeding. But like, that's how you get to that. You have to be that angry to put out an album like that. You know what I mean? So it sounds really good. I really like that. I thought that was pretty neat. But yeah, I just wanted to, a little retrospective of Iowa. It's really good, track to track banger. It's like, a solid hour of just metal music. It's one of the greatest metal albums of all time. Super revolutionary, especially like putting 15-minute long metal songs on there and shit. So yeah, check that out. Paulie, what do you think about Iowa? What are some of your favorite songs, top of your head, from that one?
I think it's really good. Is Wait and Bleed on that one?
Wait and Bleed's on the first album.
Iowa wasn't the first album, right?
Second album.
I always get them all mixed up. I don't know. I don't know if I get them all. I don't know. I
Yeah.
don't. I listen to just the songs. I don't really pay attention too much to albums as much as I should.
Mhm.
As
It's got the
far
classic People Equal Shit, Disaster Piece, My Plague,
Okay,
Everything Ends,
yeah.
Left Behind, I Am Hated, New Abortion, Metabolic.
Before I Forget isn't on that one either.
No, that's the third album. But I think my favorite
See,
on
I
there
get
is
them all
definitely
mixed
Skin
up.
Ticket. Really like that one.
I agree with you. It's probably one of the better metal albums. I think one of the best rock albums too is kind of taken by Corey Taylor. Is just the House of Golden Bones Part 1 and 2 by Stone Sour is
Mhm.
freaking track to
Came out
track great.
what, like a year after this came
Yeah.
out? It's 2002 or something. It's okay. I don't know. Really good vocal work, from him. That was I think that was when Corey probably learned how to scream, because in Iowa, if you're like a metal head or like you know how to death metal scream, all his screams were wrong and destroyed his voice. Like he'll talk about it. He's like, that's not how you do a metal scream, because there's certain
Yeah.
ways to do it without ruining your voice. They also teach it to army drill instructors so they can yell in people's faces without ruining their voice. Because there is a proper way to do it. It's like Mongolian throat singing, but a little different. So that might have been after he fixed his voice. Or yeah, dude, that's a thing, bro. That's metal, dude. That's hard as fuck to do. Like you talk to like a
Yeah.
metalhead, you go up to him and be like, I can't do that, bro. Fuck. You might have a career in this, Paul. You gotta go. Oh my god, they hate Mongolians. Like, that's not how you do it. They're fuming. They're fucking all our
Yeah.
Mongolian viewers. I think we got about one or two of y'all over there. We look at the demographics in Mongolia, it's lit up like a fucking Christmas tree over
Yeah.
there. Everyone's viewing from Mongolia.
Well, can't wait till we get a soundboard in the studio so I can do the Mayan death whistle. Have you heard that?
Yeah, they're screaming. It's just a screaming lady.
Yeah.
I want one of those,
It's
bro. Like they
horrifying.
work apparently.
Yeah,
Like I
it's
really, they're
scary.
just like, yeah. For those that don't know, they have like what's a Mayan death whistle, right, or
Yeah,
Aztec or
something like
whatever.
that. Aztec death
It's
whistle.
yeah. In wars, the Aztecs would like have this little whistle that if you blew it, it essentially sounded like people screaming and dying. Like legitimately, that's what it sounds like. Go look it up. They carved it out of bone or something.
Yeah,
You can
it's
get one out of
horrifying.
rock, and they're just like there's a certain humming frequency, but they're terrifying. They'd play.
And you can
Imagine
hear them
you're
from really far out.
yeah, like no, they're just a whistle of someone screaming like murder. Like imagine you can get him to say things, dude. How problematic that would be. But they'd play that in the middle of the night throughout woods of people, and then the people would be like, "Oh, there's ghosts," and they'd run away and be like,
Yeah.
"I'd be scared as fuck hearing that." So I'd probably run away too.
I imagine like that movie Red Dawn, like where Russia invades and the red smoke comes out of the sky. I just imagine us, we're filming the cast. I look outside. I just see a guy come down on a parachute, and I look up, and the skies are murky and covered in smoke, and
Red
then I hear
Dawn.
Mayan death whistles. We're getting invaded by
Yeah.
China or something. Boots on
Jesus
ground.
Christ, they would never get that close. I
No.
don't think it would ever. Yeah,
No.
they would never get
And
that close.
and if they would get that close, it would be because they sent literally everything they had at once. Because I guarantee you we have good defense systems, but not enough to keep up with like a million planes of paratroopers. You know what I'm saying? Like there would some that would
Paramotors.
land. Yeah, or paramotors.
Yeah,
Yeah,
or what do you
they're
say?
coming over the sea on
They would.
paramotors. Okay.
Yeah, oh my god, they might do, they could,
They're
dude.
frozen to death like
They're
by the time they get
frozen.
here.
Yeah, no, that one Chinese general's like, behind every blade of grass is 2 guns or whatever the fuck. He's like, "You can't
Yeah.
invade America, motherfucker." Yeah, people would be shooting him down left and right. I just shoot him down just for fun. Um, but yeah, no, that's my song of the week right there, ladies and gentlemen.
Or
Wrap that up.
album.
Album of the week, yeah.
All
Piss
good.
off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What I want to talk about, just because I know people hate it, is like my weight loss journey, and everybody kind
Mhm.
of knows that I got till February 19th here is when I wrap things up. I'm proud to say that I've eaten every single meal except one now. Last weekend when I was in Duluth, we went to Burger Paradox with Destiny's stepdad. He treated us to a meal. I got a burger and I got the Brussels sprouts on the side, so I tried to like not have fries, and I cut it into like my calories, my macros, and um I'm sitting at about 6.4 pounds lost. So I'm about a little over a pound and a half away from my goal.
Mm.
Is the body difference noticeable from the first pictures to current this week? Yes. Is it where I want to be? Not necessarily. But what I want to talk about, Jackson, this time around is I really wanted to give up yesterday.
Mhm.
Um, I was eating my meals like I normally do, and it was getting to be later in the day before boxing. And dude, I just felt so weak. Like, I literally at work, I had to go to like this work has like a common snack area. They always have snacks stocked for us for free. And I got like some low calorie popcorn, which is like 110 calories a bag, just extra carbs, and some little granola mini things that were also like 110 calories a bag. And I just ate those. I was like, whatever. Like it was the two lowest calorie things I could get that I felt would fill me up. Like I could have
Mhm.
grabbed the granola bar from in there, but you're talking
Candy bar.
250 calories.
It's a candy bar.
Yeah, is you're talking two like, a Nutri-Grain bar is a candy bar. I would have,
Yeah, it might be candy bar.
yeah, I would have eaten that and I would have not felt full. So I ate the popcorn and it didn't feel great doing it. I still counted it into my macros for dinner, but I just needed something before boxing class, dude. Like I literally felt like weak during boxing
Mhm.
class. I felt weak. I don't know if I was just sick, but I know it has to do with this. I've been drinking enough water, and I haven't been getting I've been trying to cut down my sodium. That could be part of it. So I've been trying to do a little more sodium the last few days, because that can mess with your like blood sugar levels and stuff, I guess, or just other things.
Mhm.
And I don't know, man. I'm very close. I'm what 19 days out from the end. I think I can get down to that mark. Right now, I'm starting
Mhm.
to plateau a bit where I've bounced in between 6.2 pounds lost and 6.6 pounds lost. A difference that I made between this week and last week is last week, I was feeling very low energy. And every week, like I was telling you since the beginning, it says I've been on track. So I haven't had to adjust anything.
Mhm.
But this last week, I bumped up. I said I would like to increase nutrients because I'm feeling low energy because you do a weekly check in. And I just did the small increase, which I think gives me 5 more grams of fat a meal. So instead of
Mhm.
15 grams a meal or whatever it was, it's 20.
Mhm.
I haven't really noticed a huge difference. It's such a small margin, but
Mhm.
I don't know. We'll see if that really affects. I mean, I'm only a weekend, um, but I weighed in at 142.4 this morning, which is like 142 is my goal. But again, that's not like total pounds lost until it like evens all out over the next few
Mhm.
days and it averages it. But I know I'm kind of rambling, but I just really wanted to give up and I really hope I don't. I think I can do it. Destiny wants to go get
What is
breakfast
given
this
up to
weekend.
you? Like, if you go and eat a Snickers bar, is that it? Like, is that given up to you? Or what does it
No,
look like?
just stopping the cut because I just stop counting the macros and just going back to eating healthy
Mhm.
foods, not trying
I
not to overeat or snack, but not tracking anymore and not trying to
Mhm.
hit that goal. And I know I think I can hit that goal. It's just these last 2 pounds, man, are fucking. I don't think I'm supposed to be 142, but I know I could. I know I
You could
could
be
do it.
130 and be fine, I think.
Oh my
I'm
god.
150 right now. Walk. I weigh myself every day. I've never gone above 150 in the last 2 months, but I think increasing your fat a little bit would probably help if you're feeling low energy. Um, I would say, at least for me, when I stopped seriously, actually, no, I never did. When I got into counting my calories, I can't not count them anymore, and I think you might find that after your diet. Because man, I'll be reaching for something because like you said at work,
Yeah.
we'll go have snacks and shit, and I'll reach for it and I'll be like, wait a minute, how many
Yeah.
calories is this fucking thing?
Yeah.
And I just
Yeah.
do it now. And I think maybe if you'll find that too, because I think you should
Well,
still. I think everybody should count their calories. In my
yeah.
opinion, just count
Well,
everything you eat.
I think I mentioned is I don't count the calories. I've only been counting macros. I'm just eating
Macros, right?
whole
Yeah.
foods and healthy foods, but I
Hmm.
know what you mean because I do look at the calorie count too. Like
Hmm.
when I first started this, I was using great value Greek yogurt, light, fat-free Greek yogurt. But now I'm like, I buy the Dannon brand. It's a dollar more, but it gets me 2 more grams of protein. It's 10 calories
Hmm.
less a serving. It's like those little tiny things that don't really matter, but they matter to
Hmm.
me. Um, no, I've been trying to switch things up this week too, because I don't think I'm getting sick of any of my meals. I have such a variety, Jackson. I mean,
Hmm.
I'll do like, chicken and brown rice. I'll do chicken on 2 pieces of low calorie bread with barbecue sauce and fruit on the side. I'll do a breakfast burrito with egg whites, 1 egg in there to get the omega 3s from the egg fat, just in one yolk. I'll do hash browns that have no sugars, no additives, no salt, nothing. You can just get shredded Dell's hash browns and just cook those. Those fill you up and they're a good carb, basic.
Hmm.
Um, I did this morning. I did something really new. I made a fruit taco. Yeah, it was meant to be a fruit burrito, but I took PB2. I toasted a tortilla on a pan, PB2 on it, chunks of banana, chunks of strawberry, a little bit of cinnamon on there. I put sugar-free maple syrup on it and I ate it like a taco and it was really good. And it
Hmm.
was low calorie and it's, carbs and protein. Um, but yeah, and then also too, like I haven't been doing it as often, but I've noticed in the last few weeks, I haven't been really doing protein shakes because I've just
Hmm.
needed the food. Because the
Hmm.
protein shake counts towards your macros.
Hmm.
So I've just
I
been
just
eating
don't.
food.
I just don't want liquid calories. Sick of liquid calories. I don't want them.
Yeah, and that's kind of like where I'm at is I know like the last few days are going to be tough before final photos when I get there because I do plan on doing a fast, cutting a little bit of sodium. I'm not going to go super crazy. Um,
Hmm.
but yeah.
I think if you just didn't eat for one day and then took the pictures the next day, you'd be like, man, I'm glad I waited that one day of not eating because it'll just even flatten you out. It's like you didn't lose any weight. And I don't know. I'm really good about not eating, especially since I chew gum all the time anyway. But
Well,
yeah,
if I'm
no,
not going to eat that day, I'm not going to work out.
yeah, you will. Yeah, it'll work out.
I
You'll
don't
feel
know.
better because you work out, you get even more tone. Take a pre-workout and then take your pictures too. That's a little tip. Um,
Yeah, but
yeah,
it
maybe.
said no liquids.
Well, you could take
Just the
some
powder.
liquids,
Just
enough
eat
to
the
make sure
powder.
yeah, it's just powder, enough to make sure your mouth isn't dry, but that's it, and then you spit it out. You don't get to swallow the liquid,
So you don't
you know?
swallow the pre-workout, you let it absorb through your
Yeah, the
tongue.
absorbing out. No, don't do that, you're gonna get sick. A lot of that shit needs to be activated in water, like, you can't just don't dry scoop pre-workout, that's fucking dumb, but, uh no, that's good. We could wrap up fitness talk here, but I think you can meet your goal. I'm trying to, like, comment on everything you just said,
Like, maybe it's because I'm not counting calories that I'm not, um,
well, if you're not
going as quick as I could, but also too, I wouldn't
have you
feel
hit
low
the
energy.
plateau?
Not
So
yet.
you hit the
I don't think
plateau. Okay,
so.
well,
I
if you
don't think
didn't,
so.
I would just keep going
I
what you
just
have.
think what I'm saying
Low
is since I
energy.
increased the fat is it's gonna be a little slower. I was losing on
Mm,
average between 0.7 pounds and 1 pound a week.
mhm. Well,
Because think
guess
about it.
what?
I'm 6 weeks in and I'm already down about 6.5 pounds.
Wait, how much are you losing a week?
Between 0.7 and 1 pound.
Reasonable. I mean, if you
I've
increase
definitely
your
lost a little bit of muscle, but that's expected when you're not on T. You're gonna lose a little bit of muscle on any type of
mhm.
fat loss, even if
Yeah,
you are lifting and stuff, which I am.
maybe up your caffeine a little bit if it's not
I've been
already
drinking
high.
coffee. I am, yeah.
Yeah. I'd say more water too. Might as well because I think that'd help with energy. Um, watch your sleep. But if it's like a consistent low energy thing, then you might just need to increase your calories a little more and maybe get more protein in you. But it could be a lot of things with the energy. Some days you just feel tired and shit. Um, but yeah, I think you can meet your goal either as long as you haven't plateaued. I think you're in the good, man. Keep doing what you're doing because it seems to be working, and then
Yeah, and
continue to do it.
that's the problem is like between now and the end, and I know I want to wrap this up. Between now and the end, this weekend, Destiny wants to go get breakfast, and I'm just like, okay, like that's fine. I just need to
Hmm.
like not eat as much the night before or something, to account for those calories tomorrow, or not have as much for lunch that day. which sucks because I kind of hate doing that. Even though I get to have a good meal, I don't like doing that because I feel like the full 3 meals is good, like where it's
Mhm.
at. Um, there's a freaking work party on the 9th that's
Don't
like
eat.
not mandatory, but like it's gonna be hard because they're catering. This is where you like dress up nice and they cater and
Mhm.
whatever. I might just have like a glass of wine or something. That's about it because
Mhm.
that's like decent. And then I'll try not to eat. I'm only gonna maybe pop in for an hour, and then Valentine's Day is on the 14th, and I'm cooking us dinner,
Mhm.
and it's just I don't know. I'm gonna make it. I think
Mhm.
it's gonna be slim.
I think you're gonna make it. Well, pray for Paul in the comments. He's gonna hit his weight goal because we get fit in. We became a fitness podcast inadvertently, but Valentine's Day. What's up with that? I heard you got a topic there. Big
Oh,
plans of Valentine's Day?
well, I was going to really talk about this when Ricky was on,
Yeah.
and then now I was going to talk about it when Henriette was on because that'd be closer to Valentine's Day if she comes on. But I guess like we could talk about it. So basically, like I was just going to ask, like, I mean, obviously you just gotten into like Valentine's stuff. I'm sure, like just like dating and whatever lately. Like, do you have plans for Valentine's Day? Do you have a tradition?
Mm. See, here's the thing. Like I see people, but like I don't know. I guess the way they describe it is we homies, we like to kiss. That's just what it is.
Oh God.
So I don't have to get them shit. And I hope, but I'm gonna anyway. They don't expect anything because growing up as a Jehovah Witness for a little bit, I didn't get super. We weren't a gift giving family. I
Yeah,
like giving gifts. So I'm
same
gonna do
here.
that. It's the first time I've ever done that. Not like I love you gift, but like you're homie, kind of a Galentine's Day type shit. And I don't expect anything in return. I mean, they might give me some, they might not. I'm not too concerned about it. But yeah, it's the first time where I actually kind of cared about it. But yeah, I had a bit literally a year ago. This came up for me my reminder in Snapchat. What you doing over there? You making fish faces at me? What am I saying? That's that horrible.
Nothing. I'm just listening.
You over there looking like a fucking SpongeBob character, whatever. Whatever. Fucking just listening. Yeah, I'm just listening, bubbling over there like a goddamn fish. Get the fuck out of here. I'm just kidding. Wait. Now I lost my train of thought. What was I gonna say? Oh, I got a reminder on my Snapchat where I wrote a thing on the podcast for last year was I hate Valentine's Day because for 3 days out of the year I can't casually hook up or date because everyone's like trying to find a Valentine's Day. Like what show was it? Oh, it's Ryan. He in the office. He's like Kelly's all excited to see him, right? Because he's fucking Kelly. He's like, I hooked up with her on February 12th. Now he has to get her
Yeah,
shit.
yeah,
And it's
yeah.
like that's my interpretation of it. Um,
It's
but
pretty
it's
funny.
good. Yeah, I guess I don't have any like super plans or anything, but shit might change. Shit might creep up. Actually, wait, when is that one thing we were looking at? Oh, it's the 17th. Okay. Maybe that'll be my Valentine's thing I go and do that at Tony's place. I think.
Oh,
That's the 17th, yeah. Yeah,
okay.
it's a couple days
Well,
after. I for some reason thought it
can
was.
can you hear me when I'm this close? Like, am I
Yeah.
okay?
Oh, yeah,
Um,
can't spoil what you're getting her.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So,
Okay.
you know how I told you you hear those tiny-headed kingdom little guys?
Exactly.
Well, I got
Mm,
her the fox.
they're not
It's
little.
here.
Ooh,
They're big. I got her the fox, and then I also
I gotta
ordered
look that
her.
up.
Yeah, look up Boz, tiny-headed kingdom, BOZ. That's the little guy I got her. I got her the big one of that guy,
Ooh,
and
nice.
uh I also got her chocolate covered Oreos, handcrafted.
Ooh,
They're on the way. And I also got her a Crave box. It's got over 50 snacks in it, anything from like Oreos to chips to whatever. It's a massive box of sweets and goods.
like
It's like 30
foreign stuff
bucks. No,
or
I
just a
didn't get
bunch
her a
of.
form. Just a bunch of just
Mhm.
like American snacks and stuff.
Mm.
And then
Did you get the snacks for yourself, motherfucker? Right around the diet
no,
ends, you're like, I got all these snacks, and you
no,
crack
no,
them open.
absolutely
Yeah.
not. They're for her. But then also, that day I'm cooking her chicken parmesan from scratch. I'm gonna go to the
Mhm.
butcher shop, get some good chicken breasts and some high quality buns. I'm gonna cook chicken parmesan. I've never done it before. It's pretty basic. It looks like you just take a chicken breast, you batter it, right? You put it in breadcrumbs, you fucking bake it or fry it, and then you put some sauce on top and melt some cheese on top of it, and you put it on. Like usually you can like serve it with noodles or something. I'm gonna put it kind of on like a bun, like a sandwich, like a chicken parmesan sandwich, and then I'm gonna make homemade breadsticks on the side, Pizza Hut ripoff recipe, and then
Mm.
because I thought the Pizza Hut breadsticks are not bad, and then
Pretty good.
steamed broccoli.
Mm. You be eating good. Yeah, I just texted that all to her, and she's like, "The fuck? Why?" Yeah, yeah, just yeah,
Well,
yep. And
as far as I know, the thing that she's doing is she's gonna be making the dessert. I think it's gonna be some type of
mm,
eclair cookie. Like you think of a donut
mm,
eclair, but you can make like eclair cookies with pudding in the center, so sound really good.
mm.
Um,
See, I
yeah,
used to be a filled donut guy, and then I grew
I
up,
love
and I was
filled
just like, I can't
donuts.
do it
Yeah, I
anymore.
just want like where you can find you the day you find out you're gay when you look at the hole where they put the custard in.
Yeah, yeah, that's yeah. When you bite into it, yeah. The day you find out you're gay.
Oh, it's so funny.
So
I don't know why
stupid,
it's so
so
fucking
dumb.
stupid, but it's funny.
Yeah. Oh, where's the maple syrup? Yeah, it's all
Yeah,
cream
oh,
filled.
where's the maple
Yeah.
syrup?
Hey, you said it, not me.
Yeah, I know, I know.
This
I think
dude
this is
gay. I'm
funny.
just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. No, you can, fuck her
Uh,
eclair. Is that what you're gonna do to it?
yeah,
Is that your
yeah, it's
plan?
exactly yeah. Yeah, she comes in. Yeah.
Whoa, you can't do that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, Valentine's Day is Valentine's Day. It doesn't really hold anything. I guess if I had like a more static partner, it would probably be like more matter to me, I guess, but it's just another day, you know.
I don't know,
Like
it's just
everyone's
tradition
I hear
for
a
us.
lot of this whole thing and I see it on people's Snapchat stories, even at work, they'll be like, "Oh, I don't have anyone for Valentine's Day," or like, "What am I gonna do?" But just like any other day, just because some retard at Hallmark tells you you have to feel sad that day doesn't mean you have to feel sad. If you're alone, focus on yourself and go do something cool. I mean, because I know fucking all the people I hang out with, I guess the most of them, the straight one, are single, and there's always this whole thing about you need to feel bad on Valentine's Day because you don't have anybody. It's like, bro, don't worry about it, dog. It don't matter. The only time you should feel bad when you don't have anybody is like Christmas or something. Then you can feel bad. Okay, like, that's reasonable. Feel bad on Christmas. Rest of the year, don't feel bad at all. Um, but yeah, read Gutterball, anti Valentine's Day. I do not support it. Will not be
Uh,
bought into.
I think it's a fun tradition for some couples. Some people don't care about it. That's fine. I mean, really, our only tradition is the me getting her the thing. This year, I just think cooking is kind of just a nice thing to do. It's easy, and we don't
Mhm.
have to go anywhere. Um, but yeah, no, looking forward to that. What's new in your world? Have you
You
done your
know what's
taxes?
No, and I don't care. No, we're not doing tax talk. We've done fitness talk. We can't do tax talk in the same podcast. We
I
did
just want to
search
say,
last week.
I just
We're
want to
done.
say,
No,
I just
nope.
want to say,
Shut up.
I
I'm just
did
kidding.
my
I'm just kidding.
taxes, and the government's fucking me as I thought
They
they would.
fucking you. Of course they're
Yeah,
gonna
and to
fuck you.
pay in
Yeah.
600.
Well, go in. How are they fuck? Why are you getting fucked? Paying 600 bones?
Yeah,
Would you get
because
a tax bracket you shouldn't have?
yeah, I'm in the next
Gotta
tax
lie.
bracket as of this year.
Gotta lie. Gotta lie. I lie in mine. I lie all the goddamn time. Yeah. Actually, I just got my what? How much did they give me? Oh yeah, the state gave me $260 and they're taxing that. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Here's your stimulus little thing. Oh yeah, it's taxed, so go fill this out. I'm just mad I have to fill out another form.
yeah,
Like I would rather you not give
yeah.
me the money for $260. I'd be
Yeah,
like, whatever.
wanna know what's funny about that, Jackson? Everybody got that, right? And then we found out that it was gonna be taken out because it's the state isn't taxing, I think the federal
It
taxes.
is, yeah,
Yeah,
that's
and
right.
I had to pay at first it was gonna be like paying in like 480 or 500 something. And then when I put that in, it bumped me up to having to pay in 600. I'm like, those sons of bitches. Like,
Fucking dude, oh my god, I would be furious, dude. Like, I don't know. Stock to Halls type angry, but yeah, like no, that's infuriating. Fuck tax. I'm not paying those tax. I'm not paying those pirates.
taxation is theft, and I will say it to the day I die. Doesn't mean I'm not gonna pay them, but taxation
Mhm.
is theft.
Taxation is theft. It is a problem. Could be the biggest problem in the universe right now is taxes. I'd like to see where they go, but anyway, enough about boring topics. We're talking about middle schoolers building a popsicle stick lift bridge. Okay, so I just go on the news. I like to read the news, and I get an article for WDIO local news, and they go
I made
a
one of
middle
those.
schooler a middle schooler makes a popsicle stick lift bridge, aerial lift bridge from Duluth. Cool. He made it to scale. Immediately, I was like, oh, this kid made a to scale lift bridge. That's fucking insane. This thing's huge. It's massive.
Oh, really?
No, no, it's
Oh.
not scale, Paul. What are you fucking nuts? When I thought about it, I'm like, you can't make a scale lift bridge. That's like 700 feet tall. So the thing's like small. I look at the picture and I'm like, well, at least it'll be decently sized, right? It is very minimal and sad looking. And I was just more pissed that I got this as my news. It said recommended news. Middle schooler built a popsicle lift bridge. Here's the article I want to see. Here's what I want to see. Man that works 80 hours a week, has 2 kids, and a bitch ex-wife built a popsicle stick lift bridge to scale. Now that is impressive to me. This middle schooler's world. He's got all the time in the world. What does he have to do, Paul? Play Fortnite? What does he got to do? An assignment tonight? Takes 20 minutes. He writes it up. What does he got? What does he got to write about? He's got nothing going on. I don't want to hear about kids doing anything impressive because all they got is time. They should be doing impressive shit. So fuck that middle schooler. Fuck WDIO. Don't ever recommend that to me again. And I really wish I knew this kid so I can tell him that his achievements are terrible. Did you get in the news for that? They just give anyone news articles. Like what do I got to do? What do I have to build to get into news? You know, little aerial lift bridge out of ice cream or something.
Yeah, it isn't. Well, that's because it's local news. They have nothing else to fucking
Mhm.
cover. They're just
Oh,
covering
I will
stupid shit.
say the kid was special ed.
Well, what the?
I'm just kidding. I'm
And
just kidding. He wasn't.
in
I'm just kidding.
in ninth grade, I think it was ninth grade. Did you have to build a bridge at
Yeah.
Toothpicks?
Oh my God. Let me tell you real
I
quick.
have
I'll
a
let
good
you go
story
into
about
yours.
mine too.
Shout out to my mom. Like, damn, bro. She built that thing, the entire thing. I'm a right hand to God. I didn't glue together one popsicle stick for that entire thing. So, mom, if you're watching this, legitimately,
Toothpicks,
thank
right?
you.
Yeah.
Yeah, or whatever. No, it was popsicle sticks. Or maybe it was toothpick. She sat and made mine and Mary's back to back, and I watched her like do it. I'd come in. She spent hours doing that.
I remember that. You guys are sons of bitches for making
We
her
were
do
sons
that.
of bitches. But here's the thing. It also comes with the yin and the yang because have you ever had your parent look at you like you might have a learning disability? Because she came over to me when I was building my own, and just the way she grabbed it and looked at it was like, if I have that kid turn this in, he's gonna get looked at. Like he's getting evaluated if I let him turn
Yeah.
this in. So she smashed it into her hands like a ball. Said, "This is awful. I'm gonna build it myself." And walked. True story. But yeah, like that was the most disappointed look I've ever seen on her face. Was looking at my popsicle lift bridge and being like, "This is embarrassing. Like you're embarrassing me. I can't let you turn this in." So she built it. Shout out to her. Built me and my sister. And guess what, Paul? I got an A on that bitch because that shit held some weight, motherfucker. So
Yeah.
she really went hard. To be fair, she had a little YouTube video. Nowadays, kids build, and they just look up a YouTube video. They got
Yeah.
tutorial and everything. You're good to go.
Yeah.
Like you're fine.
The main goal was triangles. So I remember really struggling with it. I don't think I got help from mom or dad, maybe dad,
Dumbass.
like tips or something. I remember struggling with it because my as I was building it, I remember on like the dining room table, I had parchment paper, so glue wouldn't get stuck to it, and I was putting it together. And then I had this gene because you could only use what was it, Elmer's glue? Wasn't it like
Yeah, it
one
was
type
a
of glue
certain
allowed?
type of glue. Yeah.
Yeah, so you wanna know what I did? I I went and got the clear Gorilla Glue super glue,
Yep.
and then
Hmm.
I used that on all the main supports. Not the whole thing, just the where that's gonna hold the main weight across the long track of it, not like really any of the triangle supports or the fancy parts of the bridge. And then I put Elmer's glue over that, so you couldn't even
Hmm.
tell it was Gorilla Glue. And some of the places where it might have foamed up, I sanded it down and then put the glue over it, so you couldn't even tell. And then this is what
Nice.
happened, dude. I made it too good. It kept holding weight, and Mr. Zwak was like, "Paul, you get to go to UMD for the fucking
Oh
for the
yeah.
because like people got
Yeah.
sent to like an engineering thing if you
Almost
made
made
it.
it
It was
there.
like me and like two girls and maybe one other guy that like just kept holding weight. And I was like, nope, I'm good. I don't want to go. What he's like, what do you mean? Your bridge is impressive. I'm like, nope, I don't want to go because I knew they would
You were both,
fucking
even though they're gonna test it.
yeah, I knew they were really gonna be like, why isn't this thing fucking breaking? Like it's holding like a fucking car
Mint
or
glue, yeah,
something.
you got
Yeah,
some mint
they
glue
got
on
a
it or some
fucking
shit.
90s Civic hanging from it. They're
Uh,
like, what the fuck? Yeah.
Super duper glue, Matilda. You put the super duper glue on. Like, what the fuck? Yeah,
Yeah.
mine almost made it there. It never broke. I was the runner up. Like, if someone bailed, like you can go. I was like, I don't want to go to that shit. That sounds so lame. But yeah, I imagine a lot of kids do that. Because, yeah, why is this thing not? I made it too good. It just wouldn't fucking break. And it's like the South Park like derby where they get the derby car and they put the
Ooh, that was
proton
fun. I had to
accelerator
make
in
one of
it.
those.
Yeah, I made one of those too, but it's like I made it too good. You got to tone it down. That's like cheating on tests. You know, like you ever be cheating on a test and you're like, she knows I'm dumber than this, so I got to rein her back a little bit. I've had
Yeah.
tests where I had the full answers, but I've only gotten C's on them because I'm like, if I get an A, I'm fucked. Like they're gonna know, you know. Uh, but yeah, dude, that's always like kind of a fun thing. Now I want to build a popsicle stick lift. Let's do a lift. Let's do it on the cast. We'll build popsicle lift bridge and see how much weight we can hold.
Well, that'd be a good video idea where
Mhm.
like we splice it up and it's timed and it's just
Yeah.
like Gutterball builds bridges.
But yeah, but maybe like not out of popsicle sticks, maybe out of something like cooler. I don't know, like glass or something.
Not toothpicks. Fuck
Yeah,
that.
not toothpicks, glass. How about
Maybe
like
popsicle sticks.
glass?
It would be easier.
Yeah, probably would be. Yeah, we had to use toothpicks. Fucking bastard. That was just a pain in the ass. I guess he
Yeah,
didn't do it, so I don't know if it was a pain. It
you're
probably
such a
was to my
piece of
mom.
shit.
It was probably a huge pain in the ass for her to make that. Yeah, that was pretty cool. But yeah, fuck those. But yeah, I'm not impressed by that middle schooler at all. Really not. Wh-
I'm not
wh-
impressed either. I don't like that he's in the news.
Mm-mm. You know what else been pressing on my mind? I'm taking the floor here again.
Go ahead.
Snapchat and its notification systems. Now I'm just gonna do
I just
real
have it all
quick one on
muted.
this one. I can't because I like snaps from other people, but Snapchat will do this thing where it'll be like, hey, XYZ posted a story, you should go and watch it. And they had one for this one girl I knew, Katie. And Katie, I had to block you, I'm sorry. Because I would get notifications every time she posted a story, despite me going into my settings and going to her profile and clicking mute notifications. It just kept coming. And one day I was at work and I literally exclaimed, I'm like, you fucking bitch. Because it sounds like a real snap, but it's not. It's just
Yeah.
like, Katie uploaded, she bought a shirt. And I was like, oh, I thought it was someone I cared about. I was at work in the back room. I'm like, you fucking cunt. And I just immediately blocked her. And guess what? No more notifications. And my life is fucking gold. So Katie, I'm sorry. I generally like talking to her, but I had to do it. I had to cut her off. I just couldn't take it anymore. Posting a fucking picture of what song you're listening to every goddamn minute. You get one song a day. That's it, ladies and gentlemen. If you're on Snapchat, you post more than one song a day, you got a problem there. I'm out. I'm out of there. But yeah, I'll let you take the floor, Paul. What's on your mind? But that was really pissing me off. Fuck
Um,
Snapchat. I hate it.
what's on my mind is this goddamn platform, YouTube. I don't know if you noticed. So I have YouTube Premium. So really, I have no reason to use an ad blocker. But the reason
Same.
why I use an ad blocker is for other sites. And, I don't
Right.
disable it on YouTube site. Who
Me
gives a shit?
neither.
I could. Until I
Mhm.
noticed the other day, even I have a monster of a computer here. I've been playing games sometimes. I'm on YouTube and it's slow. I'm like, why
Yep.
is YouTube slow? So I
Mhm.
restart my computer, nothing happens. I go clear my cache and
Yep.
cookies, nothing happens. I uninstalled and reinstalled Google Chrome and Microsoft Edge, both the browsers I use. Still slow. I use the same ad blockers on both. Come to find out that YouTube is now throttling the website for those that have ad blockers on.
Mhm.
They're just they're
That
throttling it. They're making it run worse, and that is the scummiest fucking thing. I mean,
oh,
like I get it. They need to make their money, but it's like Jesus,
no.
come on.
That was a topic last week I had because I was so pissed about it. I did the exact same thing. Restarted my Chrome, restarted my computer, and then I Google search. All I type in is YouTube slow, and I click that. It says, "Oh, it's because you have an ad block on and it's throttling it." Turn it off. Immediately works.
Yeah,
And from what Kyle said on PK, could hear his fans running. I could hear mine running like louder. It was like, oh, it's because it apparently turns up your processing and like maxes it out, so it doesn't work. And some part of me thinks that should be illegal. I don't know, but yeah, fuck them for that. Sorry, I didn't mean to jump on that, but I
no, you're
was so
fine.
fucking mad. I already
It's
have
really
premium,
dumb.
but really
Yeah, and
fucked up.
so I just turned off my ad blockers on both on YouTube, and it's like, and I
Mhm.
still get it ad banners.
Yeah,
YouTube gives me
yeah, me
YouTube
too.
Premium ad banners. I'm
Oh
like,
my
you just
god,
can't escape it. You pay for it to
no,
get rid of the ads, and then
you
they
can't.
fuck you. They
They
fuck
fuck
you.
you. Dude, I had a glitch when I turned off my ad blocker. I got an ad for a second and I almost fucking smashed my monitor. I was so I don't do ads, bro. I haven't seen an ad in a long time and I go and oh my god, it's just awful. It's just awful. You know what else is terrible ads? Is if you're on Grinder, dude, their ads have been
I
getting
don't
bad.
use
Like
Grindr.
like
Sorry.
sus. I guess you're not on Grinder, but it's been a huge problem lately. Like really, really sus ads. Like go to this website, click here, and it'll pop up on your screen and shit. I get a lot for like kids games and stuff, and I'm like, this is not what I need. But it's like pop-up ads, so you end up clicking on it on accident, and it takes you to a browser where you're not supposed to be. Really fucking sus. They actually got in trouble because they were promoting some like child shit that they shouldn't have, like recently. Granted, needs to be deleted, and everyone needs to be shot that uses it. But yeah, pop-up ads in general are a problem because you ever have a pop-up ad and you click on it and you're like, well, I just got fished, or something like that. That's the worst, right? Um, Fucking Snapchat has ads. I don't use much more social medias anymore, so I don't really deal with ads too much, but fuck. Twitch has horrible ads, especially, I mean, you could control them depending on like what creator
Facebook,
you are, but
Facebook, like Reels are loaded with ads. You can't even watch
yeah.
half, like not even half of
Oh,
one. You
okay.
get an ad fed in.
That's
It's
shitty.
really like in the middle of the short or the reel.
Yeah. Oh, ugh, yeah. The
Eh,
Nextdoor app has a lot of ads too.
Like what I end up doing, I don't really, as you know me, I'm not really into the short content. It's just it's kind of hard to avoid it. You know, if you go
Yeah,
on
it is.
YouTube, which I do, you go on Instagram, which I do, you go on YouTube, which I do, you're going to see some type of short or reel and you might get drawn into it for like a little bit. I don't let the thing
Mhm,
take my life over. I'll just watch like 2 or
mhm,
3. But on reels, actually, in my opinion, what they're doing with the ads in the middle of them or at the end is kind of counterintuitive because if I get to a reel that has an ad in the center, I just go to the next one to say hoping it doesn't have ads. I won't watch the
mm.
rest of the reel.
Right, yeah, fuck it, yeah,
Let's be
just
like, nope,
that's
next.
your viewer retention probably goes to 0 after the ad, I bet, if you
Yeah,
look at the analytics. No, that's gross, and just what you said there, what did you say? I don't wanna get what'd you say? I don't wanna get caught up or whatever. Just you do something
in
with
the
getting caught
doom
up in short.
scrolling.
The
Yeah,
doom scroll. I didn't believe that for a long time until I
until it
started talking
happens
to
to you.
other people, and then doom scrolling is fucking bad. Like, at work, actually 2 days ago, for my 30-minute break, I sat and watched shorts the entire time, and I'm like, "Fuck, dude, that was 30 it felt like 30 seconds, it was 30 minutes have gone by, so I stay away from them, especially at home. I haven't watched a single short today, right hand to God, I will not watch them at my house. And that shit is fucking scary. Like that's see, everyone's like, "Oh, AI is on its rise." AI isn't going to be a problem for another 10 years in my opinion. I don't think we're going to see anything like affecting our daily lives until 10 years from now. I think other careers and shit like actors and music is going to see more of that, but normal everyday people, you're not going to see like shit from AI for like another 10 years. But the AI like algorithm and shit, that's a fucking problem because they know
Yeah,
you better than you know yourself, and the way they keep you trapped, I don't know, man, it's weird because I'll be watching short about some guy doing
yeah.
construction, next one's a guy cooking, the next one's somebody getting their heads ran over or something, and it's like they know. They fucking know, dude. They're
I
scanning your eyes,
I
dude, I
agree.
swear.
I'm telling you, man.
Scary.
The number one most addictive thing in at least America is sugar. The number two most addictive thing is social media. I
Mhm.
swear, that's like in my mind the two most
Drains your
addictive
life.
things. Yeah,
Bro,
and
even dating apps for me are addicting. It's a problem. Constantly going on there seeking validation and shit,
and it's tough for
Rough.
people like us that like we make content. It's tough for us to not be on it. You know,
Yeah.
it's
If
like
y'all
I always think
noticed.
about taking a break, and it's just like, well, I gotta post for the cast every week, and like I
Yeah.
have to edit
Mhm.
it, and then I get sucked in.
Yeah, it's a problem, and I just kind of have to deal with it. And I don't use Instagram really anymore.
I
Maybe like
think
once
I
every couple
know,
days.
and I think the more you use it though, even though you know you shouldn't be, as long as you're mindful, it's fine.
Mm,
Try to limit your time. Like I now what I try to
yeah,
do is not right before bed scroll. Have I done it
yeah,
this week? Yeah, but I don't do it
hmm,
every night. You know,
right.
it's, maybe I'll flip the TV on, which is another form of media, or I'll read a book, but
Hmm.
um it's
Yeah,
different for
no,
everybody. You just got to be
just,
aware of it.
just stay away from that shit in general. Really bad for young kids. I don't want to dwell too much on this topic because we could talk
No,
about all day about the effects it's gonna have on kids. But it's garbage. Paul, do you ever use the Nextdoor app? If you don't, you should get on Nextdoor.
I don't know what it is.
Um, okay, so well, great. You're gonna want to install this after. So Nextdoor is an app, a neighborhood app, where you kind of have to like verify you live in a neighborhood. So say you have Woodland or Kenwood or whatever. Not where I live. I don't live in any of those. Lakewood or whatever. Don't dox me, please. I'm just kidding. It's just a social media app for your neighbors though, but not really social media. So they can be like, oh, I'm selling X, Y, and Z, or I need help doing this, or hey, there's a rabid dog running down the road, or who's lighting fireworks, all types of shit. I've been using Nextdoor for a while, like about a couple of years, but now it's really popped off. Everyone's using it. There's so many people on there. Um,
Hmm.
it is so fun to go there and fuck with people in your area. Go on there, Paul, and find your local, like your neighborhood. It's on there, it's guaranteed. There's probably way more people than there is in ours, but trolling people is so fun. I put my name as Ted Kaczynski, and then I put a picture of him. And all I do, Paul, is I go around there and just cause havoc. Dude, the other week someone's like, "Who's lighting off fireworks?" And I comment, "It's just me testing my tannerite, starting the People's Revolution. Who's in?" And I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna get like dunked on this." I got so many hearts emojis. Like I got like 30 people from Woodland liking it and commenting on that, be like, "That's fucking funny as shit."
Yeah,
And
it's
I'm like,
funny.
"This is great." To go there and troll because you'll find people you might know too. And if you have a
Yeah.
fake name that you don't know, there's like 4 e-beggars that are in like Duluth and Kenwood that are constantly begging on there, bro. And it's a little embarrassing. It's a little funny. One of them, I'm not gonna say their name, but they go by Rose. They're gonna sue me for this, but they're always e-begging on there all the time, and they just messaged me out of the blue. On a dating app. They saw me on Tinder. And I was like, "Oh, that's an e-bagger. It's you, the e-bagger." So I liked her back. I'm like, "What does this bitch have to say?" Because
Yeah.
she's gross. I swear to God, right hand to God, it's a real message. She goes, "Hey, I'm looking to put together, like I'm trying to get like a stripper show going. Would you be interested in doing anything like that? I'm trying to get money together." You know what I messaged her, Paul? I literally sent back. I said, weren't you like begging to get a ride to the grocery store on Nextdoor a day ago?" Blocked immediately, and I was just, it was so funny to me because I'm like, I'm not trusting you. What are you, insane? But you will encounter, if you want to see the crazy like locals, bro. You go on there because there's some nuts fucking people on there. Moms and shit complaining. You know, Nextdoor is wild. That's social media I use
You
more.
know,
Honestly, it's
I'm
popping
not
up.
I'm not surprised it exists. That reminds me of when I was living in Shoreview, the first year I moved down here, which was like that nicer house in that nice suburban area. Remember that place?
Yeah, I remember
And
that wasn't that long ago. Yeah.
they one of the neighbors is like, "Oh, you should join the Shoreview this area. We have a Facebook page." So he invites me to it, and I
Mhm.
go on there,
Gross.
and all it is people. It's like HOA shit, dude. People bitching about other people's yards, and then
Yep,
like
it's next door.
them literally calling the cops on us because somebody parked on the grass once on our yard because you're not allowed to put cars on your own grass. You're not allowed to park cars on the road in
HOAs
Shoreview.
are retarded.
Yeah, and it's basically that's the thing is it isn't an HOA, it's the city's rules. Shoreview is in
Oh,
itself is an HOA, the entire city, like it has HOA style rules. You can't work on your car in your own driveway. It has to be in your garage.
is that enforced? Like, have you tried to do it and someone told you no?
Well, yeah. Jake was working on his van and somebody called the city on us and we got a fucking letter. And they said if we did it again, we'll get a fine. And
Yeah, let me
then
just look for my fine. Oh,
yeah, yeah,
right
exact
here. Yeah.
and dude, but one thing that kind of funny or not funny, but because it's like it's a neighborhood with a lot of families, young families, so I get it. They're suburban, upcoming people, but they would post shit like, "I don't understand why people are speeding through Poplar Drive so fast now," like the road I lived on. And so I just sped faster. I didn't even go, I wasn't even
Right?
speeding before, and then I just started to speed because fuck off, you know?
You're a menace. Paul, go on next door and just harass your neighbors. Do the opposite. Oh, who's lighting fireworks? Go light one
Yeah,
right
that'd
now.
be a good thing to do right when I move. Maybe I do it here
Yeah.
before I go, but not
Yeah,
do
do
it.
it there. Not at your new place. Do it. You're already moving. You might as well be a fucking terrorist. You know, that shit's
That's
funny as
horrible.
hell.
I don't want to make this neighborhood any worse than it already is. This is Northeast Minneapolis, man. I'm about fucking
Fine.
2 clicks away from Gang Central over there.
Yeah, you're next to a school though. You'll be alright.
How come they don't cover the light rail or transit crimes that happen down here anymore? Because there's
Yeah.
literally just like Somali gang hammer attacks all the
Yep.
time down here and shit
Mhm.
and beatings, and they don't even put it in the fucking paper anymore.
Nope. Just
Like,
like in New York, you see those for they always call them asylum seekers, so it makes it seem nice and not invaders of a country. Asylum seekers, you see them beat up those four guys beat up those cops, sent the
yeah.
cops to the hospital, released with no bail, out on the streets right now. They're out right now. All four of them, fine. They're on
Yeah,
video saying it. They
yeah,
said
you
they're
do know we
guilty.
have a we
You're
have a
out.
pretty bad border crisis right now. Like, they're
It's
just flooding in through Texas and then like
that
other states
was a topic
national
last week.
yeah, other states national guards are
Yep.
sending aid to Texas because the president won't really do anything about it. Now, I
No,
don't
he
know
he made
anything
them
about
remove the
this.
razor wire, and then Texas started putting up their own.
Yeah.
Bad.
See, I
Um,
don't I don't know a whole lot about that situation. I just know that it's bad and I feel bad for Texas. I mean, would you feel good if we were in Minnesota border
no,
Mexico, and all of a sudden people were just coming over for no reason and just kind
dude.
of like sleeping in the street and
I
doing
do
whatever
well,
they
that's
want?
why
That's
you
weird to
see
me.
all you go up first of all, about 700 to 1,000 immigrants are flooding to New York a day. A day. And New York is the worst from what I've seen. That's a
Yeah.
day. I'm not even joking.
Hey,
There's a
I'm all for
huge
people
increase in
coming
knife
here.
attacks.
Just come here
I'm not
legally.
legally.
Come
Legally,
here
and maybe
legally.
maybe we'll let you in or maybe we don't. You see the knife attacks are so much. If you go type in New York, all you see is knife attacks because these foreigners are going around and stabbing people and shit. And it's so crazy to me that the news will never say that it is them. Like they'll be like, "Oh, we got a picture of the suspect and he's in jail right now," but all they show is a blurry picture of him in like a surveillance camera, but not his mugshot. And it's like, was this guy foreign? It's like, yeah, he was, wasn't he? They're all right. But that's a problem going on down there. People getting stabbed and shit, which is not cool. I'd rather get shot than stabbed. But yeah, I don't want to talk too much about it either because I don't know the whole story. Actually, last week I had a lot more on it. We just never got to it. But yeah, We really need to rein that back. And I mean, even have you seen the Andrew Callahan, the news guy that got like the dude that did the HBO special, the one that got
Yeah.
like news for news, whatever the fuck he is, the one that got caught with the sexual assault scene. Well,
Yeah,
he's still
Channel
doing
5
stuff.
News. Yeah,
Channel
he
5 News.
is.
He's still making shit. He did a border stuff like a month ago, I think, or maybe
Yeah,
even more recent.
he did.
The shit they said to him was pretty wild, like, "Oh, yeah, they just let you go," and some of them get cell phones, some get a hotel room for the night, and they're like, "Alright, see ya," go do
Yeah,
what you gotta do,
it
letting them in.
reminds
This is
me
from the government giving them cell
yeah,
phones and shit,
Theo Vaughn
so
had that retired Border Patrol guy on, like, years
yeah,
ago, and even then
okay.
he was saying, like, "Yep, we were just told to bring him back or put him in a hotel or, like, bring him somewhere,"
Mm,
there's just, like, no order with it, it seems. It seems like it's so unregulated.
mhm. Well, I
Like
mean, it's just what that Somalian girl liked. That's the point of it, is to get that population flooded, so then they overwhelm the people that they're
and they
originating, then they
votes,
vote.
yeah, yeah.
And then they do all that, and then the violence increase and the rapes increase, like or even it's really bad, it's happening in, England. I know it's not good over there with the foreigners and shit, maybe the UK
Paris.
more specifically. Paris has a huge problem with it too, but Paris don't stand for that shit, though. The Paris people remember when they shut down the banks and all of them showed up, like, the day later, and
Yeah.
were like, "We're gonna kill all you guys." They don't fuck around, Paris. I
Yeah,
like that.
I would like everybody listening to know that like we are pro like everybody, but there's gotta be some line in legality, right? Like,
Mhm,
I do think like the American dream should still be a thing as much as it isn't anymore with how the economy has been recently for some folks. Like, I do want people to come to this country and get a fair shake and have their chance
mhm,
to turn themselves into somebody, whether that be an electrician, a guy that does plumbing, a dude that becomes a doctor, a dude that becomes a lawyer, a guy that goes and gets an actual, like a
well,
good
none of them are
education,
doctors.
does all that stuff. But you know what I'm saying? Anything. I want people to have that opportunity. That's what America's all about, is the American dream. Raise your family here, get some land, buy a nice car, have a good stable job, feed your family, be in a safe place. And I'm all for that. I want everybody to have that opportunity. We are both extremely lucky to have been born here, and
Mhm.
I couldn't
Greatest
imagine it
country.
any other way. Um, but with that, there needs to be like rules, regulations. We need to have a more lockdown border, up, down, left, and center. I'm not even just talking Mexico. I'm talking west,
Mhm.
east, north, south. I know the Canadians ain't trying to really get in here that hard, but you know what I'm saying? Like, um, we need to just have things stricter all around, and there just needs to be better regulation around it. And becoming citizen needs to be a little stricter. I do think
Mhm.
like learning the Bill of Rights and the Declaration and all that shit, and learning about American history is
They
extremely
learn
important. Do I know all of it? Probably not. But again, I am extremely fortunate. I don't take that for granted that we were here.
We made it, baby. We don't need to learn that. Okay, the Bill of Rights is reasonable, but why the fuck did they need to know what the 22nd president was? They make him learn that type of shit. Or like the national anthem. I don't even know the national anthem. I don't give a fuck.
I
The
think they
Bill of
should need to
Rights is
know the
important.
national anthem, and
Do
I
they speak
also
English? That's the big thing, because a lot of them don't fucking speak English, and that's a problem
so
too.
So I am on the fence with that because Spanish is I think it's the second most spoken language in the world. Do not quote me on
It
that. I
is
could be
second.
completely
No, it's the
wrong.
first, isn't it? It's in the top three 100%. I know that.
I think like that's okay, but you need to know like
All English. You need to
eh,
know all the slang, everything. Here's what
I
made
don't know.
me kinda turn to it. Joey Diaz is a stand-up thing about growing up in Jersey in the '60s, and his mom said and and this isn't racist. He never thought it was racist, and when he said it, I'm like, "Right, he's Cuban, right? Came from Cuba or whatever." She's like, "You don't speak Spanish outside of the house. This is America. We speak English here. You don't speak Spanish outside, which is fine. Speak Spanish outside." And he's like, "You're right." And then he talks about how like people need to learn English and shit. As long as you know English, man, and you're not like you don't have any felonies on the other side, or you're not some like trying to flee, just come here legally, dog. We'll take you, but you just can't hop borders and shit because that's problematic. You know. It's just yeah. I don't want to talk about this much more unless you got anything else to say,
No,
but it's
no.
fucked. Let's talk about how the government fucked us, Paul. Michelle Obama and the lunches. What's up with
Yeah.
this?
So I just
Like
want to
school
it's kind of
lunches, the
more of a
best one.
nostalgic thing first is what
Hmm.
are some of your, we ate school lunch. We would,
Yeah.
throughout school, very rarely would mom pack us a lunch or we had leftover food to bring in all the way from elementary school to high school. Now, high school and middle school gets different because you kind of got choices, whereas like in
Grade
elementary
school, you just
school,
got one.
it was like cold lunch or hot lunch kind of deal.
Mm.
Like which one you wanted, and like cold lunch was always
Mhm.
like a PB and J or something. Hot lunch would be like, oh, it's pizza day or whatever. What is some off the top of your head your favorite things? Now this could include breakfast, which some schools had before, or
Hate
lunch.
that.
Um, what were some
Okay,
of your favorite like meals that they had at
like,
the school?
I'll say favorite, but I still hated it because it was school food, at the end of the
I
day.
love it. I love it so
They
much.
always had that square pizza in grade school, elementary school,
That was so
that,
good
rectangle, not square, excuse me.
with the
No.
tiny pepperonis.
Oh, yeah,
So
the
good.
pepperonis were the best because you got 2 on that one big piece, so you're like, "Oh, I gotta eat around the pepperonis, these pepperonis to last," you know?
Yeah,
If
yeah.
you're
Salty.
so yeah, very salty. Those little cheese-filled breadsticks, those are always really good, the white ones.
Italian dunkers.
Italian,
Do you
they
ever
did
put
call them
it?
Italian
Did you
bunkers,
ever
yep.
put them in the chili? It wasn't
No,
bad. I hated it for the
we had
longest time,
marinara,
and
I
then
remember.
yeah, marinara.
Mhm.
Eventually, they did chili at some schools, which was like, it was okay. But the marinara, now you're talking. That was good.
Yeah.
How about for breakfast? What about those omelets? They looked like garbage, but they were so good. It was just a little tiny yellow like trapezoid with cheese in the center. Do you remember
Yeah.
those?
I never ate breakfast at school ever. Like, I
Oh
don't
wow,
remember. I remember
yeah.
getting I remember I talked about
You
it
get like a
once.
tiny cereal.
Somebody, yeah, they said they gave me a tiny cereal and they're like, "Kix is really good." I ate that as a kid, and then that
Kix is good.
was my distrust for adults because it was awful. I
I
threw it
like
away. I took one
Kix.
bite. No, you don't.
Remember, we went over
I
this when we
don't
did
think
the
these are
cereal
Kix.
tier
I
list.
know.
Most cereals are good. I like most cereals. It
I
really
don't
has to
know.
be a garbage cereal.
Now middle school is different
Wheaties.
because
Who the
you
fuck
got
likes
who
Wheaties?
the fuck's like Wheaties? That's gross.
Weston. Shout out
No, he
Wes.
doesn't.
He
Does he
loved
like Wheaties?
Wheaties. Yeah, it was
We'll
his
have to
favorite
get him
for a
off
long
Wheaties.
time.
Yeah, I do like that. They should be putting more people on cereal boxes. Can we see like a UFC Wheaties collab? I don't know. You want to see John Jones on your Wheat? I'd buy it. I'd be like, oh, I might eat Wheaties now. John Jones eats them. Now that I know John Jones
They
eats
put
Wheaties.
well, here's the problem with cereals, and I think we might have talked about it on that tier list. Yeah, I shouldn't be able to walk down the aisle and see the Little Debbie's mini oatmeal
Oh
cream
my
pies.
god,
It's like I'm fat. No wonder
Kit
why they're
Kat
all
cereal.
fat. No wonder all the
Cereal's
kids
so
are
bad.
wired and fat.
Yeah,
You look at the
fat.
back of it, it's like added sugar,
That
60 grams a
six,
serving. Jesus Christ. Yeah.
bro.
Like
That's not a dude. Like I
little
wouldn't even
tiny
feed.
drumsticks, like the ice cream
Oh my
drumstick
god.
ends. I'm like, what
Dude, yeah,
the
that's
fuck?
literally they have it at Target, bro. And
Yeah.
dude, okay. So if you're at Target and you're walking around shopping or any store and you see an employee, just know we are judging you for what you buy. 100%. We talk about it all day. We're like,
I
hey,
judge people when I go to the
hey,
store and I see what's in
this
their cart
this guy got the
all the
Kit
time.
Kat
Who doesn't?
cereal. What a badass. Like we do that. We don't do that, but we're fucking mean. No, I would never feed my kids cereal. Like looking, okay, they can have cinnamon toast crunch. They can have one bowl a week, maybe if
Yeah.
that, if I allow them. But no, that's a problem. Trying to think of other good things that
Hey
we ate.
man, the rip off brands that come in the big bags,
Yeah,
like
those aren't
like
bad.
Colossal Crunch, they're not
Yeah,
bad.
Colossal Crunch. Yeah, that's just the bootleg Captain Crunch. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. They changed the Captain Crunch guy, by the way. He looks stupid and cartoony. He's
yeah,
not old
yeah.
school anymore. I wouldn't trust him as
It's like
Captain.
what they did to my Pringles boy. They fucked him.
Yeah, they fucked him. They made him all basic and shit. He used to be dapper and he looked like, I don't know, looked like you could like loan him money. But
Yeah.
now this new guy is just a
What
fucking asshole.
before we get too far off topic with cereals, because we all know
Mhm.
the cereals have gotten out of hand. Out there,
Yeah.
everybody that's listening, I don't know if it's you, Kellogg, or whoever's doing this,
Yeah.
but you need to stop turning candies into cereals. I mean, they're already candy enough. Cinnamon Toast Crunch, it's just cinnamon
That's
sugar
pushing it.
covered. Yeah, that's
That's the
pushing it
OG.
already.
We give it a pass because it's
But
been
like
there for so
when I
long.
go in there and I see little mini Pop Tarts or little mini drumsticks or tiny Snickers bars and it's like a bowl of
What
them,
an
I'm like, no wonder why these
what
kids
an
are fucking
awful
large
way.
and in charge. Good
What an
God.
awful way to start your day.
Yeah.
Just I couldn't imagine.
But school lunches, are there any other ones that come to mind that you really
I'm
like?
I'm really trying to think because so in high school I didn't eat lunch for about 3 years. I just wouldn't eat lunch. I just go eat at home. Mostly because my social anxiety was like so high that I was so scared of people judging me for going and getting what I eat. But then junior year, I was like, oh okay, no one cares. Give whatever you want. So I never got anything much more than like a granola bar or like a bag of chips or whatever. So I can't really think of anything that stood out to me that was super good. I had another bit on school lunches, but
So for a cold
what
lunch, I'm
else?
not gonna lie,
Yeah.
what kind of smacks, dude, was just Uncrustables.
Yeah, those are good. Yeah, they hold
Like,
up. Yeah,
yeah, like those were good. Oh, dude, the quesadilla, where you got the
bad for
one
you
slice
too.
of the quesadilla.
Oh, yeah, those are good. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Hard to
those.
fuck up cheese and sour cream on a piece of like, tortilla,
Yeah,
but
and then like
um,
they'd have tots and chicken nuggets, sometimes, and that square
chicken nuggets were good.
pizza.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, you probably didn't do this, but sometimes for breakfast, very rarely, French toast sticks with the
Yeah,
syrup
I
dip
remember
it in.
that. Yeah. We had those
Oh,
for lunch sometimes. Yeah.
yeah, I think they do, like, sometimes a breakfast for lunch, I think was, like, a thing every once in a while.
Mhm.
And then remember the little cups of ice cream with the thing you peeled off and you use the little wood
Mhm.
thing? Those were,
Yep,
oh,
you get
man,
that
bringing
right
me
before
back.
Christmas vacation or something, and they
Yeah,
give you
dude,
some type
yeah.
of treat.
Dude,
Yeah.
there were some, like, it was shit food. We all know it was shit, but some of it wasn't like, for kids, it was like, "Oh, damn, this wasn't bad,"
Mhm.
at the
Looking
time. And looking
just
back,
all
it's
I'll
like,
say,
you miss that taste.
I wouldn't feed my child that, is what I would
No.
and,
No, absolutely not. We
m
definitely have a very, the United States is known for,
bad. Yeah, the
yeah,
more and more I think about, like, things that I did as a kid, I realize I would probably be, like, one of those, like, cases where, like, the
controlling
kid murdered the
parents.
parent. Yeah, the
Yeah.
kid's gonna cut my throat in the middle of the night because I'm telling because,
Corn
like, you
dogs
ain't
and tots. That was good.
corn dog. Like, you ain't eating that shit. My kid is not even know what a corn dog is. He's eating chicken breast with broccoli and white rice, and he will eat that every single day until he's a UFC champion. And I will whip him until he gets that instilled into his fucking dumb brain. I'm just kidding. No, I can already like crack the whip on my kids. If I have
Me
kids, whipping them, man,
I agree.
hard
Do you
on
remember
their
when
ass.
you remember they give you the hot dog on the bun? The hot dog was, like, probably the worst hot dog you've ever
Oh,
had, but you would eat it anyways because you were hungry and you'd look forward to it because you got a side of smiley fries.
smiley
Those were good.
fries. Oh, okay. All right. Those are the W.
They
Those
were
are
worth
good.
it. Yeah.
I haven't had a smiley fry in a while.
You can
I'll
still
admit.
get them.
I know you definitely can. You can get all that shit.
Yeah, but
Oh,
anyways,
actually, in Sam's Club, Paul, it was funny. One day I go there a couple years ago, they had like a section. It was literally like labeled. It was like school lunches. Like it had like a little tag, and it was like those Italian Dunkers and
oh, that's
Uncrustables, and it
awesome.
was like the shit they serve. I'm like, what the fuck? And so it's kind of interesting. So you can get all that shit. Yeah.
But basically, I do want to kind of wrap this up, but what these ones I'm all listing, they were mainly elementary, middle school. When you got into high school, you kind of got more of your pick.
Choices.
And you did in middle school too. Like I remember you could get nachos and you could get all these other things, or it was like whatever, pizza, different pizza than the square pizza. The square pizza was still the best. But I want to kind of
Mhm.
shit on high school because right about towards the end of my 8th grade, end of middle school, into high school, is when Michelle Obama decided to take the initiative to make school lunches healthier. Okay. So what
Mhm.
happened is they pulled all the vending machines and everything out of my middle
Mhm.
school and high school. We used to have vending machines, which I never really used
And
them.
they brought them
I
back.
wasn't really the kid that would. I didn't know that. I really wasn't the kid that would go and get like snacks out of the vending machine. That wasn't me, but I could see how it could be a problem. There were kids just getting candy bars every day, fucking sodas, like
Oh yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
And but no, she ruined the lunches, dude. We went from we literally, the pizza at our elementary school was Domino's, regular Domino's. But then when
Yeah.
she came through, it changed to Domino's Smart Slice, which was
Yep.
like this lower grade sauce, cheese. It had less cheese.
Somehow a
It was like
lower grade
terrible bread.
Dominoes.
Yeah,
Like
like
you didn't think
way
it could get
lower.
worse.
And it made you
Yeah.
sick. Like it made you not feel good. And they had like a salad line that was, whatever. But then they took away the pretzels and the cheese. And here is what I'll never forgive that bitch for. Okay.
Okay.
The Kemp's big cookie with the two cookies with the ice
Oh
cream in the
yeah. The
center.
Kim switch. Yeah, the Kim switch.
I would get one of those every other day for lunch. Mom would be pissed because they were expensive, but I'd get one.
Yeah.
And boy, was I fucking mad when they took those away. And then oh yeah, they replaced it with those strawberry shortcake, low
The John
calorie
yeah.
keto
Oh,
popsicles.
the good humor.
Disgusting.
Oh
Good
my god.
humor.
Oh, I hate them. But where's the Kim switch? What do you mean? What do you
Where's
mean
the
you took it away? You're
Kemp's?
having a
Yeah.
meltdown.
Yeah, where's the
You're
kid switch
seeing
from smashing the
it.
keypad? I'm
Guys, you're
breaking it.
fucking
Yeah.
pissed. You son of a you
Yeah, yeah,
whore.
I'm
Oh my
fucking
god.
carving my lunch number into my arm. I'm
Yeah,
fucking
I'm like,
rocking in the
Jesus
lunch chair.
Christ.
Yeah,
Like,
they're
maybe
like,
it's glad
Jesus.
they got rid of the Kim switch.
Yeah,
It
good
might have saved
God.
you. I didn't
Yeah,
know they didn't have Kim switch by the time I got there. And
yeah, it
we
was
got
gone.
vending machines junior year, but they were not snacks like you wanted to eat. It was
Nope.
awful snacks. It was
Yeah,
always the baked potato chips, and those were fucking awful.
they're okay. I
We'll
like them
wrap
now.
up the lunch talk because I want to talk about something. We already talked about this on the cast months ago, but I just want to say I'm so glad they did this. They stopped lunch shaming kids, and that's one of the most important fucking
That
things we can
is,
do.
I remember in
I've
elementary
I
school.
have seen it in high school, middle school, elementary. I've seen literally have kids taking food out of their hands and be placed with a sandwich and water. And at the time,
Not
I even
even like a
said
piece
something,
of bread. I've
piece of
seen.
bread, literally. I'm so glad that can't happen. And I still can see the looks on those lunch ladies' faces. And if I see them in public, I might tell them, hey, remember that time you didn't give that kid that slice of pizza and I bought it for him? fuck you. Like,
Yeah.
and actually, Ben got suspended because he did that exact thing. Shout out Ben. This lunch lady was trying to lunch shame a kid. He's like, you can't do that. And the lunch lady's like, oh, he called her a bitch right to her face. This is like middle school. Got suspended. It's like, well, stop being a
Yeah.
fucking bitch.
Yeah, it's
But
really
yeah.
sad because I felt that before. One time in elementary school, it happens. You know, my
Hmm.
mom had 8 kids. She was busy. She forgot to pay the lunch bill, and I was way
Yeah.
overdue. And so they were like, "Oh, sorry, Paul, you can't do hot lunch, but you can get this piece of bread with peanut butter on it and a cup of water."
In
And
front
I
of every
felt,
kid.
and I was sitting at my friend's table, and you want to know what kind of made me feel better though? All my friends and dudes I sat with, which I probably barely remember any of them today. I know one of them would probably be, Ivan was there.
Hmm.
They're all like, "Here, man," and they gave me like each a part of
Yep.
their lunch, or like, "Here's my apple," or
Hmm.
whatever. And it's just like remember feeling just like shit. Like I just
Terrible. Yeah.
like I knew I
Well, because
wasn't
it's
poor or anything. It's like things
ostracizing. Yeah.
happen. It's just I was confused because I didn't know what happened. Like I was like, "Oh shit!" Usually I always get
I've been
lunch.
denied.
I didn't know how
I've
any
been
of that
denied
worked.
lunches. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, so now they can no longer lunch shame, and that's only in Minnesota, so they can do it in all other states, by the way. This is, like,
yeah,
exclusive to Minnesota. Other states still lunch shame, but it's a very important thing. School lunches should be free, in my opinion, but maybe charge them a little
yeah.
bit, but,
And I
so
will. One thing to wrap this up: in high school, we used to get like decent little. You could get a cheeseburger or like chicken. You could get like they
yeah,
always had like a
decent
hot
burgers and
thing. You get like
yeah,
burgers or a chicken patty on a bun, like in a thing, and you could put your own
mhm,
condiments on it. I will never forget this, dude. And it happened to like 2 kids other than me,
mhm,
and one of them was me. When they switched over to the healthier foods where they used like a really dry wheat bun instead of a white bun, and they used different patties for the chicken that was just like soggy, and
disgusting.
the burger was like spongy. I opened mine and it had a barcode on top of the bun. Like a black barcode
Yeah.
engraved into it. That happened to me like to one of the kids, and we're just like, and they're like, "Oh," and they like took
What
it and then like
what
gave
it
us a
tastes
different
like.
one. Well, no, I didn't
Ink.
eat it.
Tastes like ink.
I was like, this is just got it. This whatever they are putting into any of this healthy stuff and what they took away is got to be worse for you.
Yeah,
It's
like
got
the
to be
plant.
worse for you.
Mhm. It can't be good for you. There's no fucking way. Like, this was a topic last week too. I
That shit
wrote,
would
what did
make
I
your
write?
stomach hurt too.
Colon cancer is on a rise in young people, and then I wrote plant-based poison. Yeah, like apparently the new trending thing and cause of cancer is colon cancer in young people between the
Yeah,
ages of like 25 and like 40,
yeah.
like 35. And I'm like, it's because of all that plant-based garbage and all the refined sugars and shit we've been
What
eating
if
for
they
so long.
link it to
Now we're
Michelle
sick.
Obama's lunch plan where like
Mm.
everything changed over to like plant based and
I don't
healthier foods? They'd never link it, but
I don't think it'll link that to that, but I think there's already been studies that link the plant-based to affecting stomach health really
I think it's a
bad.
lot of seed oils too.
It is a seed. They're awful for you, bro. And the one that shout out, I don't like Steve-O too much, but shout out to Steve-O. He was the one that came out and said all this vegan shit was bullshit. He's like, yeah, I went to the doctor and they were like, yeah, you're sick because you're eating all these seed oil and this shit made in a lab. You can't eat it. Every single those plant-based stuff, it's made in a fucking lab, bro. You know that, right? Like it's
Yeah.
all processed. That can't be good for you, man. Stop eating that shit. Fucking poison. I'm
Processed
sick of
foods are bad for you. Plant-based processed foods, believe it or not,
or
also
even
pretty
worse.
fucking bad for you.
Pretty
Yeah.
bad, pretty bad. Just stick to shit that grows out of the ground or meat, man, and the occasional have a fucking candy bar, and you'll be fine. Just
Yeah.
can't eat it all day, but yeah, keep the lunches stacked. Maybe just give them better food, I guess, better quality stuff, but never gonna
Well, this
happen.
kind of goes into my next thing. Like, I was gonna ask Ricky too. What do you eat regularly?
Mhm,
Outside of diets and everything, what do you eat
mhm.
regularly? What's your day
I'm a
look like?
huge I'm a huge pizza guy. I eat a lot of pizza, probably,
Frozen,
like,
processed, or what?
probably frozen, yeah, because 'cause I'm gross. I never go out and just get, like, a Domino's or anything. So maybe, like, honestly,
I
once a week,
love
I'll probably have some
Domino's.
type of pizza. I just love fucking
I
pizza,
love
and that's,
pizza
like,
too.
guilty
I miss pizza
pleasure.
so much.
Um, I've been eating about 5 eggs every day with some milk, and some sour cream on a tortilla. I put the milk in the eggs, maybe throw a pepper in that dish. I'm big on iodized salt. Every once in a while, I'll treat myself to a thing of Ritz, crackers. I really like the peanut butter ones. Those are fire, little mini ones. Eat almonds. Um, but honestly, I've been struggling to keep my calories up. I've been eating way under what I need to be at. So that's kind of why I've been very lethargic and stuff. I just don't buy food much. Like I literally all I've eaten today was like those 6 eggs and a little bit of almonds and a protein yogurt. I eat a lot of
Yeah.
yogurts too. But honestly, much than that, there isn't a lot of variation except for all the snacks and shit mom and dad buy, but I typically try to avoid those if I can.
Yeah. I get you.
But yeah, I've been severely under calorie stuff, so I've been just trying to get that up with
Well,
healthier
see,
foods.
we grocery shop every week. We go to Aldi's and then Walmart. Aldi's for
Mm,
produce. I've talked about this. Walmart for pretty much everything else that we can't get. However, when I moved back up there, we got rid of our Costco down here because for two people, it doesn't make sense. We don't buy enough
mhm,
shit in bulk for the membership to be worth it. But
yeah,
I was thinking about this, like if I got a membership going up there with like you and Wes one time, we buy a bunch of shit in bulk and split it up. And then it just
mm.
kind of like makes more sense, or
Thought about
something
that
like
for
that.
Mary. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I use Sam's Club and stuff. I just
Or
get my
that.
Celsius
Yeah.
there, but,
Yeah.
yeah, I can't deal with the Asians at Costco. It's a problem. Do you know
What?
that's a problem? It's the biggest
No.
problem in the
Why is
universe.
that a problem?
Vito brought it in, but did you know about like 40% of Costco shoppers are middle-aged Asian women? Just a
That's
little fun
fine.
fact for you.
They
Yeah.
know what good deal and they see it, and they probably
You
also like the
you
hot dogs.
you acting like dick when Vito brought in the he's like, "That's fine. What's wrong with the Asians?" He's like, "I can't walk around in there without seeing Asians." What's your problem with the Asians, man? He's
Yeah,
like, "It's just
yeah.
there's a lot of them in there." It's
There's
like
nothing wrong with that.
too many of them. But
You're just
yeah,
going to a
no.
different Costco.
But we've kind of gotten everything you've been eating throughout the like last couple weeks. You've been sticking to your diet, hitting that chicken. You kind of talked about it even a little bit earlier
Yeah,
there.
so outside of my diet, I wanna say kind of
Last type of
before
diet.
this and before the maintenance, dude, I frozen pizzas, ramen noodles occasionally.
Mm.
Like, I never cooked. I just ate a lot of snacks. It's bad.
That's
I
really
cook a
all the
lot
frozen stuff.
now. Like,
Mhm.
yeah, and the
But this is when
frozen
you're
stuff.
younger too, like
Yeah,
in my
not
age group.
yeah,
So
not too much frozen stuff anymore. I try to avoid it as much as I can. Um,
I ate a lot of
I have a
frozen stuff.
feeling after this cut, like I don't know if I'm gonna go into a maintenance or a bulk yet. I haven't decided
Both,
if I'm just gonna
both.
well, I haven't decided if I'm even gonna continue watching things.
Mm.
I've gotten to the point where I'm just like, you know what? I'm in a good fitness schedule. I work out. I'll just continue to do that. I don't really care about my physique all that much anymore after this cut.
Mhm.
When things start to get
Go
serious or I
post.
really want to get in shape again, I will count it. But I think, man, doing something like that where you count your macros diligently through an app or your calories and you're just so on dude, I think I low key am starting to get body dysmorphia. Like I don't like how I
Mm.
look because I'm disappointed that I couldn't look
'Cause you
better,
yep,
and it's
yep,
not
'cause you
good.
have
And
the
that's
compare
why I
to.
think low key, dude, I'm good. I already unsubscribed from RP Diet because my 1 year is about to come up in March, and I already know
Mhm,
I'm going to finish my diet before that. I'm thinking about not renewing and just living life. Like I'm still going to
mhm.
try to focus on eating healthier foods. I'm still gonna eat out probably once or twice a week. I'm just gonna do it. Fuck it.
Mhm.
I'm gonna cook meals that I like to eat. I'm just gonna do it. And if it gets way out of control, then I'll dial back and I'll figure my shit out and work out more or do something. But I
Mhm.
just don't think it's a way to live, man. And those guys that do it for a lifestyle, that's great. That's awesome.
Yeah,
Good for you. But I find with all the cooking I do now, all the counting of everything, planning out meals, I don't
it's
have time
exhausting.
to do any. It's exhausting. It's almost more
Mhm.
exhausting. I I don't get to like I'm not addicted, but like I don't get to play video games anymore really. It's only on the weekends when I have time, which is fine. Video games aren't the greatest for you, but it's something I
I
enjoy
think it's
doing.
fine, yeah. You're an
Um
adult.
and it's just I don't know. I
Maybe it's
also
just
though
if
too
it's
don't
causing
I just
that
don't want
much
to be a
turmoil,
I just don't want to be a
you wanna
fat older age guy and I don't think I
mhm.
will be. But I
No.
just
That's
also
my
want to
one
take
fear,
care
dad
but I just
bod.
want to but I want to take care of myself when I'm young too, so none of that stuff does happen.
So you
It's
have
just
the
such a
skills
weird
too.
crossroads
I mean,
crossroad.
if you I had body dysmorphia. I mean, look at all this shit I'm wearing. This does this not scream body dysmorphia? Look at me. A fucking walking nightmare, dude. Everywhere I go, I block out mirrors and shit, putting things up. But if it's causing that much turmoil, I mean, I just think finish off the diet and see. Because for me, when you said lifestyle, when I said to you, I'm like, you'll find you'll be counting calories anyway. Maybe you won't. And maybe that's just objective to me because I found after I was done doing a hard diet of eating like chicken every fucking day, I still count my calories because maybe I just like that lifestyle more. I
Yeah,
kind of like, I like, I like when I see a cookie and I read the back and it says 220 calories and I put it down, even though I really want it. I like that feeling of like, I want it, but I'm
control.
not going to get it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, body dysmorphia is bad, not good. But yeah, that's the thing about that too is I had to learn to turn it off because if I look at pictures for myself 2 years ago, I look fantastic compared to now, and I still look good now. But you'll never be as good as your best picture because it's
Yeah.
you took the best picture, you edited it,
Yeah.
you were on a cut. So you just gotta get that out of your
Yeah,
head that you're just gonna look the way you are. Some
and
days
that's
you're gonna be bloated,
yeah,
and it
and
sucks.
that's the problem, man, is I used to never even think twice. I never used to care about what I looked like when I was chubby. I
Mhm.
never cared. And then when I
Yeah.
got into fitness, now all I do is care.
Mhm.
And I
Mhm.
can see like all those guys that are massive bodybuilders, Sam Sulek, all these other
Dysmorphia.
guys,
The
they
body
got body
dysmorphia.
dysmorphia, and that's fine
Yeah.
if that's your lifestyle and you really like it and it makes you happy. But
Mhm.
I'm kind of getting to the page, man. Where like, yeah, I love boxing, I love combat sports. Will I ever compete? Probably not. Do I want to go train more? Yeah. But am I gonna submit myself to dieting unless I'm gonna actually fight and cutting weight
Mhm.
and doing all this stuff? Probably not. What's the
Mhm.
point?
No.
Like
Well,
I
yeah,
think we're here for a good time, not a long time. If I
right.
get
It's just
heart
yeah,
disease and die at 40, whatever,
it will.
fucking
Yeah.
happens. There are sadder stories in the world. American guy died, but I also don't want to die a whale, and I don't think I will. I just think it's in moderation. And Ricky, who was on the cast last week, he talked about me outside of this. He's like, just do. He's like, dude, just like don't overeat. Watch what you're doing. Work out. You'll be fine. He's like, you don't.
Mhm.
It doesn't matter if you get a little chubby. It's everybody gets a little chubby. Your body holds more fat as you get
Mhm.
older. And those guys out there
That's
that are
true.
jacked influencers or whatever that are just like, you need to do this, or you're gonna die. And it's like half the time those guys die earlier than everybody because they eventually go to roids to make themselves not lose as much
Yeah.
muscle mass. And you know what I'm
Depending on how
saying?
you
Like
do it. Yeah, the older guys do, but nowadays I think it's 100% safer.
it's safe
Um,
now. Yeah, but
but
you know what I'm
well,
saying? Like it's just like I just don't think it's a lifestyle I want to do anymore.
mhm.
Like
Well, that's
in
good that that you don't wanna do it. Maybe right now you don't, but
and it's
in a
not that
couple
it's
years you
hard.
could.
It's that
Yeah.
it's not enjoyable for me.
Mm.
It's just not I don't enjoy it.
I like the no enjoyment from it too. It's kinda like a punishment, like, yeah, you're gonna eat 6 eggs, and that's gonna be your dinner. All right, buddy,
Yeah,
I gotta just,
well,
like, give
I get
myself
it.
that pain,
I'm way more hangry now, like, I'm just angry
mhm,
all the time before meals,
irritable.
like, I'm very irritable, and I wasn't that way, especially with food, and now I am, and it's just like, I was sitting at, like, we had an offsite work meeting the other day, and I'm sitting there, and they brought snacks and everything. This was like a meeting. It was a big afternoon meeting with like for 4 hours, 3, 4 hours. And it was for
Mhm,
like our main business group at the company. And, they brought snacks and drinks, and I didn't eat anything. I had a black coffee. And I'm just watching like guys that are a year older than me or 2 years younger than me that have physiques similar to mine, maybe just a little bit more stomach fat or something, eat like 2 to 3 sugar cookies, a bag of chips, and all this
mhm,
shit. And I'm just like, I wish that was me because also I'm on fat loss, so all I think about is food, but also like that's why I'm starting to realize I'm like, this is becoming, I think, a problem for me.
mhm.
Like, I
Were you
shouldn't have to
seething in
feel that
jealousy?
way.
Yeah,
Yeah, like I
shouldn't have to
shouldn't.
feel bad, yeah.
No, am I gonna go eat as much as them? Probably not. I'll have a cookie. But the fact
Mhm,
that I couldn't have one or told myself not to because
mhm,
what's gonna happen to you, it's not
yeah.
good for you, man. Fitness is
That's what I
extremely
like,
important,
though.
but
Which is crazy because I do
yeah,
the exact opposite as I see that cookie, I say, "Well, what's it gonna do to your stomach? Are you
yeah,
gonna bloat, not be
yeah.
toned?" Well, then I'm not
Yeah,
gonna eat it,
because
you
I
know?
don't drink and I don't smoke, so I have
Mhm.
no
That's
outlet
even
like
better.
that. Food is a
No,
really bad outlet, but
very bad.
when you are working full time, like most people in the United States, and anybody out there that isn't working that's fully fit and eating healthy foods, good, great. I would expect you to because if I didn't have to work and I had enough money and I could have somebody that'd
Yeah,
make me
how
pre-cooked
about that?
meals, sure, fine.
It's not
But the
impressive,
fact,
yeah.
yeah, but the fact that I have to work a 9 to 5,
I didn't do all that.
sometimes more than that, and do all this healthy shit and be fit, it is not a lifestyle for me.
Mhm,
I think in moderation, everything's fine. And I think a lot of people should think that way. And if you're
mm,
listening out there and you're just a little chubby and you're thinking about getting fit, go for it. Just know that diet, yes, is a big part of it, but just don't go nuts. Work out 2 to 3 days a week,
30
you know,
minutes each. You start
30
with 30
minutes each.
minutes, nothing
Start with
more.
walking and start by just cutting out snacks. And by that, I mean, don't be having chips. Just have your 3 main meals a day: breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Mhm,
I don't really care about the caloric content. Focus on protein. Don't really
mhm,
care about fat and carbs right away. Oh, but you have to count this, you have to count that. Diet's everything. It is very important if you want to get serious about it, like how I've gotten into it. And I just don't think it's for everybody. So just know that if you get into it and you feel like giving up, there's nothing wrong with giving up. Like there really isn't, as long as you feel like you're healthy and you're happy.
mhm,
Because remember, it's kind of like what Sam Hyde said. There's nothing wrong with being a little fat. Just don't be a fucking gargantuan.
mhm.
Don't be a slob. Don't be what's
Here,
that word I'm
smell my
looking for?
wound. Smell my open wound. Like
Gross.
he has that bit.
What's
Yeah.
yeah, what's that,
Well,
I forget
what?
that term, what it's called,
Snail,
gluttonous.
snail.
Like, don't
Oh,
be gluttonous, like
you snail man, tub, tub, glub, glub, or what?
and I'm
What is
kinda
it,
going
Paul?
on a rant, and I know I'm talking about it too much, but
No, I want to hear it.
it's
But
really
what
been
is
on
you
been on my
know
mind
it.
a lot.
What does he call that guy in the wheelchair?
Test tube, glove,
Test
glove,
tube.
snail man,
Yeah,
yeah.
you don't want to be a
Test tube.
test tube, glub, glub, snail man. Don't be that
Yeah,
guy.
yeah.
No. Here's the thing. Especially with getting fit, the only reason, and a lot of people say, "Oh, you shouldn't use this as a reason to get fit." I'm getting fit because I just want to date better people and look better for dates and be more attractive. Paul, I swear to God, in the last 6 months, my dating has gone up 1,000% more because I'm fit and I'm toned, and people can see that. I love Sam Hyde's thing. He's like, "Well, people aren't talking to you. You should go get a six pack and see if they talk to you after that."
Yeah.
They do. I'm just telling you, man. You get a nice skinny little waist. People are talking to you more because like this guy does
Yeah.
shit. Um,
'Cause that's one thing for
but
me
yeah,
is, like,
that's not a driving force.
the reason
For
why I
I
wanna
mean,
get bigger or muscle-wise
dude, your
is
arms are looking veiny as fuck, bro. You're gonna pop a
oh,
vein. Go
yeah.
do that again. Look at that. Man's looking muscular, dude. And this guy's over here saying that he don't look good. Damn,
But
bro. I don't
no
even got definition
well,
of like
thanks,
that.
but the reason why, like, I wanted to get huge and still kinda do is because he also other people have said this too. I not at work so much anymore due to my position, but I, at most of my jobs, always used to get talked down to at some point or another,
I hate
whether it
that.
was a superior, like, or somebody higher up than me, or even people below me would just talk down to me. And, it's because you're the IT guy, like, you're just a maintenance guy, and they don't understand, like, really what you do in the background to make their shit
Mhm,
work. They don't get it, and they're just going to treat you
mhm.
like shit. IT is very much you're treated like the plumber, you're treated like kind of like a tradesman in a way, depending on what sector you're in. And what I think Sam Hyde might have said it, and I keep hate referencing him all the time, but like he's right. Is like
Thanks, yes,
you want people to
thanks.
respect you or not talk down to you, get big, and
Yeah.
they aren't going to say shit to you.
Mm-mm. Nope.
And it's like, well, I obviously I don't
Especially if
have
you're
the
small.
I don't have the blessing of height.
Mhm.
I don't have the blessing of the most big physique. Can I get there? Maybe. I mean, I can make myself big if
Yeah.
I wanted to. Like, if I really wanted to be serious, I'd go into that maintenance for a month or two, and then once my body adjusts, go into a bulk. Um,
Yeah. Just
I
learn to
just don't know
fight
if
and
I
get
want to do
big.
that.
You're
Yeah,
small. And just stand with your shoulders back straight. But yeah, if you're
get
the
more
driving force,
tattoos.
yeah, whatever you need to get that motivation. And there's people in my life that I wish would go to the gym, but I just can't. I can't hound them on that, and it's such a sensitive topic, especially
It
with weight.
is.
As I don't want to discuss anyone else's weight with them. I would
Yeah.
never ever do that. And again, I'm not fat phobic. For a while, I think I was a little bit fat phobic, but when I see
You
a fat
start to turn
person,
into that when you start to get into weight
you
loss, and
do,
you
but
do.
you do.
You
I
start
think
to
much like
judge. It's not good.
I think for the first couple months, if you don't grow out of it, you probably won't. But then I see myself in them, and then I'm like, oh, well, they're still a good person. They just are making bad diet choices, and that doesn't mean anything. That doesn't affect how they're gonna interact with me, right? So that's just an important thing to keep in mind. Just accept everyone for who they are. If you want to lose weight, stay in a deficit. That simple, man. Don't make it rocket science. If anyone tells you losing weight is hard, they are retarded. It's not. Just either get in a deficit or
Eat
increase
less
your
calories.
or eat less calories or exercise for 30 minutes a day and eat the same amount of calories because you'll still lose weight. But yeah, I don't know what else you wanted to say about that, Paul, but yeah, if it's affecting you that much, cut her out. But yeah,
What I wanted to
just
say
watch
is kind
yourself.
of what you said is the reason why I also wanted to look good, other than for like just being bigger and not more intimidating, but you know what I
Mhm.
mean. Less of
I
the
do want to
talk
look more
down shit.
intimidating.
I do
Yeah.
as well. And it's like maybe I have little guy syndrome, but if you were
Fine.
as tall as I am, you would. But
Right? Yeah.
um I guess the only other reason why I really want to look good is because for when Destiny and I get married, which I think will be in the next couple of years,
Mhm.
I want to look
Wanna
good
look
at her
good.
wedding. I want to
Yeah.
look good on our honeymoon. I want to be
Mhm.
in kind of nearly the best shape of my life I can be. Will I take a break between now and then? Probably. Leading up to the wedding, I'm probably going to be hitting the weights really hard.
Mhm.
That's one thing I've noticed, Jackson. I'm glad you pointed it out. Is like my arms have gotten so
They're veiny
fucking
as fuck,
vascular,
dog. What the
dude.
fuck? I saw you just hold it up. I'm like, what the fuck? My arms
They've
aren't
gotten
that.
very
They're not veiny
vascular.
at all. But holy shit, like yours
like,
are like, what the fuck?
like when I get a pump going, it's
Oh, that's
actually
yeah.
gross.
Yeah, with the
It's
pre-workout and
actually
shit. I bet
gross.
you should just take pre-workout and do a pump before work. That's respect. You're all pumped up, dude, and juiced up. Yeah, what up?
No,
What up,
I was
cuh?
telling
What you
Destiny.
need? You got the
So
TPS reports? Yeah.
we're gonna have new headshots in like the next week or so at work, and like
Yeah,
I was thinking you don't have to get them done, but I was like, oh, I'm in really good shape. I should get some done. And
go get them
so
done.
this weekend I'm gonna try to find a really tight shirt, like a really
Yeah.
tight button-up shirt, and buy it, and
Like
so I just look ridiculous.
you pull your arm back. Ooh, yeah, take a picture like this. You're like flexing your arm back or some
Hey,
shit.
what do you think about this? Now, obviously, anybody can see this podcast. Someone could look it up and see this.
Yeah.
But I kind of want to get, this is cringe. I want to build off of the Oblivion tattoo and get a neck tattoo, but not so high, low enough where I could cover it with a polo. But do you think that that's a bad idea?
Bad. Don't do that. Does that pick up? Oh, it just didn't look like it picked up. Don't
Yeah,
do that. Here's why I say you don't do
not
it.
up to here, like down here.
If it could be covered with what your shirt is wearing right now, that's fine. But if anything other than that, here's my opinion on it. You work in a very, in my opinion, maybe more of a conservative field where they don't
I
appreciate
do.
that type of stuff. You have a very real career that I think is very important. Not that I think that would, I think it would affect future career opportunities, in my
Yeah,
opinion.
yeah,
Not that it affect your current job, but it is getting a lot more normalized and better. I'd get a
it
neck
is.
tattoo because I'm a piece of shit and I'm not going to be working in
Well,
your
do you
type of
know who
environment.
Andrew
You know,
Huberman is?
do not.
So
He sounds
you
familiar,
you
honestly.
should check him out. He has a podcast, a YouTube channel. He's a neuroscientist, and you wouldn't guess this. That guy's got full sleeves and like a back piece, but he talks about
Oh,
his
that dude.
tattoos.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
he
like that
said
guy.
he
Yeah.
said he said his tattoos. The reason why he wears button ups like that are so tight and that go to the top is because his tattoos are personal to him and they were at a different time in his life, and he doesn't
Mhm.
let people see them because he knows that the people that see him right away will judge him.
Right.
They won't take anything he says as a neuroscientist for real, where he
Absolutely.
actually
Yeah.
is a
Why would you? I
genius.
don't want
Like,
my
yeah,
doctor having tattoos. Yeah.
yeah.
No,
And
that's 100% true.
I kind of thought about that. I'm like, damn, that's really honorable. And it's like, I just want more
Mhm.
tattoos because I like
Versus,
art, but I don't
um,
need to go to my neck. I just
don't
think
go
it
to you.
would look good.
I really think you personally shouldn't. Not saying other people don't. That's just my opinion. I'm
That's all
not gonna
right.
tell
I'll
you.
just become a pro fighter and then I have an
Yeah, then you
excuse.
can do whatever you want. Yeah. No, well, here's the thing. If my
Just get
doctor
knocked
has a
out.
neck tattoo, I'm gonna be like, the fuck. But if my plumber comes in with a neck tattoo, I'm like, this guy knows some things. Because
Yeah.
like you want your oil guy, your
This
oil
dude's
rig
seen
guy all
some
tatted up.
shit, literally, the
Yeah,
plumber.
he's seen some shit. Yeah, no, right? So I guess in whatever his career field, you have a static career. I don't think that's the move for you. But I mean, honestly, I could very real see in 10 years that tattoos are not even a thing anyone scoffs at because everyone's an adult at that point because we kind of got to there's going to be obviously some people, but I think even now it's a lot better. But I like how Tim Dillon described it as, and I say this to people all the time. He's like, tattoos back in the day used to mean something, like you were in a gang or you're in a biker gang or like you were hard, you were tough in the 70s. Now I can't tell if you serve ice cream or you're, a badass that came from fucking, prison. I like that. It's like, do you scoop ice cream with a full sleeve or did you just get out of prison? And I think that's fucking hilarious. The tattoos are becoming milked down. Everyone's a pussy that got them because I have a tattoo and I'm a pussy, so I know. They're watered down. They're not hard when you get a tattoo. Mary has a neck tattoo, but I don't really even notice it ever. But I'd get a guillotine on my neck, I think. Yeah, that's cool because you can wear a long sleeve and you're good to go. That thing is so cool.
Thanks.
But yeah, how's that? How'd that heal up? Nice and good?
Yeah, I literally had no scabbing, no problems.
Nice.
It's
It
looking
looks
not,
yeah.
it's kind of
It looks
dry
a
right
little
now.
dry. I was gonna say, literally about to say it looks a little dry.
But it's that season too. Like I
Can we
try
get
to
a lotion
lotion it.
cam on that?
Yeah,
Lotion
yeah.
cam, yeah.
Fuck off.
No, yeah, you gotta watch that in the sun there.
It'd be
I
really
didn't
funny if we had a guest on and we did lotion cam and a camera
lotion
guy
cam.
comes in and gets really close and we just get two giant industrial
And we put
size
it on top
bottle
of
of
them?
Lubriderm and we just start both fucking pelting the
Dude,
guest.
that'd be awesome.
You put,
Okay,
put
yeah.
Lubriderm
Lube
in
in a
a
gun
super soaker
and a
and you
super
just
soaker?
fucking, yeah.
That'd be such a dick move. They would never come back on. They're just drenched in
Can we
lotion.
do that to Foster? Can we
Yeah,
lotion
Foster
cam
might
him?
be. Yeah, he might be cool with it. He's covered in fucking coal all day anyway. I don't
You
think he
just
care about some
remember the
lotion.
whitest kids you know sketch? You just got yellow mustarded.
Yeah. Why are you in our town? Fucking leave. Yeah. I'd be so mad if I got yellow mustard. It would be a
It's
huge problem. I
yeah,
almost got the yellow mustard
if
shirt.
somebody came up to me in public and put a camera in my face and I got fucking mustard sprayed all over me, someone's
Mhm.
getting knocked the fuck out. It's
Oh,
either the
yeah.
camera
Like,
guy or the guy that's putting
have you
mustard on
seen
me.
that one sketch of that guy that gets knocked out? He does that thing where, like, an employee will be or someone will be crouching down reaching for someone, and he does, like, the fake "I farted in your face," he'll walk up to you, and
Yeah.
he gets knocked out in one of them. It's funny as fuck. The guy just turns around, and the guy,
That
he
guy
didn't fart in his
deserved
face,
it.
he got knocked out, and it was, like, no charges pressed. It's just like, "Yeah, you deserve that type of shit, dog." Like the guy that got shot, like, that guy
Yeah.
deserved that shit,
Yeah,
bro. He
dude.
shoulda gotten
That
shot.
was kind of funny. The guy's trying to prank him. He's like, "Get away from me, man!" And then he just pulls it out and pops.
It's
him,
so
like,
the way he pulls it out
yeah,
is like
it's so
it's
like
just like
not intimidating.
he's like this. He's just like he doesn't even extend his arm. He just goes pop, like really. And
Yeah.
these guys like I'm still gonna prank it. I'm like shout out to that guy. Go prank it up, man. Don't do stupid shit like that because that's fucking dumb. But yeah, don't get a neck tattoo, Paul. In my opinion, I think that'd be a very bad.
It wouldn't
bad
be
idea. I
anytime
wouldn't
soon.
recommend
I
neck
just thought it
tattoo
would be
to
like down the
anybody.
road.
Um,
When I'm retired though, fuck it.
oh, I'd get a face, dude. Like I said,
I
if I
wouldn't get a
had
face tat.
if I had money and I was done with not life, but like and I was done with my career and I'm at the point where I don't have to worry about it, I'd 100% get a face tat. I'd love to get some spiders going all the way up, like get
That's
a I
terrible.
want to get a heart. I totally would, dude. I don't care how bad
So
it looks. I love the idea of a
so
face tat.
two places I will never ever get tattoos, in my opinion, because I just think it wouldn't look good on me and I don't like it.
Your dick.
Face, no. Back of the bald head though, I'm open to, like a centerpiece right here on the back.
Underwear. Mm.
No.
What would you put? Like a
It would
little
have to
guy,
it would have to
like
be
a
something really
optical illusion.
unique. I'm just open to it, but I don't know if
Mhm.
I'd ever do it.
I'd
Probably
like
not.
the idea. What if it's like a optical illusion like door and this little guy typing away in there and it looks like he's in your head? I think that might be cool. I don't know.
Yeah, it might be cool. And legs. Stupid.
Why no legs?
I just think leg tattoos are dumb. I have very hairy wildebeest legs. Anything I get tatted on there isn't gonna
Oh, it
look
would
good
look
anyways.
for like those
And
couple months, it's gonna be the one shaved area and it'll look
yeah,
terrible. Yeah.
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 And also tattoo ideas is I don't really like text. Like
I like text.
this, I do technically have text. I have the Roman G here, which means glory. Or
I got I
yeah,
got the
and
P
so
the G.
yeah, I don't really like text. However,
Mhm.
there are certain aspects to it. It's like if it makes sense. Like in MMA, fighters like to get their name tattooed on their back, like last name
Right.
or something. Like I think
I'd
that's
get a
okay.
crest. I'd get a thigh
I don't
crest.
know, dude. If I were to say, okay, this is like never gonna happen, but if I were to ever say be a pro fighter or pro boxer, and I had like a name like the Problem or Relentless or whatever, I would get that tatted somewhere, but not huge.
Hmm.
Like I think that's cool because like that's the name you're
Neat.
known by in the cage. Like that's part of your life. That's you.
It's reasonable.
But
So I'd
like
get thigh on me, but so you'd get so you would tattoo your hands, your eyeball, your lips, everything else.
no eyeball, no
Nothing on your face except for
no
like back of your
hands,
head.
no
No
hands.
hands. That's good.
Hands and knuckles are cringe to me.
Back of your leg. You
Nope,
think that's gonna
nothing,
hurt? That would make me
nothing,
cry.
nothing. Literally hips down.
Armpit.
Nope, nothing hips down.
Nothing hips down.
I think tattoos belong on arms, shoulders, chest, back, and that's about it. Those areas.
Yeah, I would get a hand tattoo. I've always wanted to get, it's so stupid, but Rush's hand over fist. I want that in text on my hand, just hand over fist, all big. But text you have to do big. There's so many like quotes and stuff I want, but you'd have to do text so big for it to be legible. That's why I just don't get
And
it.
like, have you ever seen those guys that have gotten back pieces that are just so horrible? Like they got their whole back done. It's just like
Mhm.
so bad. And it's like, wow, you spent that much money.
Well, the only
did-
good one I've seen was Frank Castle's is pretty good.
That's horrible. There was
It's
this
so
guy, I
terrible.
think it was some water park we were at when we were kids, or maybe it was Valley Fair or something. The guy walking around shirtless and his back, it was like the craziest back piece I saw. It was like an entire, like, it's like as if you were in the ocean, like the deep ocean, and it was a dude in an old diver helmet with a spear, like fighting an octopus on
sick.
his entire back. And it was
Yeah.
all really bright and colored, kind of like those, you see like the Japanese, like, mask tattoos and stuff that are really bright and vibrant colors. It was like that, but like an underwater, like crazy thing with the Kraken. And I was like, that is the coolest fucking back piece I've ever and most well done I had ever
That is
seen, I
sick.
think. Like,
That is gnarly. I've seen a lot of I actually saw I've seen a lot of Juggalo tattoos. I've seen someone with Juggalo across their entire neck. But last week at work, I saw a guy with it on his entire arm, and I always say it. I'm like, "Hey, I like your Juggalo." And they go, "You have Juggalo?" I'm like, "No," but I like yours. I would love. That's my first big trip, Paul. Because
Yeah.
like you're like, "Oh, I went to Norway. I want to go to Gathering the Juggalo so
That's
fucking
that's
bad."
so weird, dude. They're
That's how,
weird.
dude. That sounds. No, it doesn't. That sounds like those are my people right there. Here's the
You're
thing,
not
though.
a juggalo.
I I know, but they have other bands. The Fat Nick was there. It's
Yeah.
not like it's just the Juggalos. I don't care. I know I'm not. I'm a Juggalo at heart. I would go there and not know their music, but those are my people. Like they
After I
seem like
saw
a
the
vibe,
Brandon
bro.
Buckingham video where all the dudes are shitting in a bucket in the road there, I
That's
think
what
I'm
sold me.
okay.
I'm like, this place is awesome. This is rad. Or at least Burning Man. I'd
They're
like to
doing
check that out.
whippets.
I like want to go to one of those. Yeah,
Dude,
that sounds fun as
wanna know
fuck,
what's
dude.
crazy?
Look, the
My
City Morgues are
wanna
there.
know what's
So
crazy? My landlords that are kind of like older people, they went to Burning
Burning
Man.
Burning Man people. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a
and I'm
huge
just
mess,
like
but that this year. Yeah.
and I'm like, "That's weird," and then, like, I could totally see them being hippies, though, like, it makes
Yeah.
sense to me.
Mhm. See, Burning Man people are a little bit a step above cruise people because cruise people are actually murderers. But Burning
People
Man
that go on
people
a
I can get
cruise?
behind. Yeah, they're fucking psychopaths.
I'd
Who
love to
goes
go
on a
on a
cruise?
cruise. I would love to do
Mm.
that.
Yeah, Max
You don't
invited
like
me on that
water, though.
cruise, but I didn't go. No, that's why I didn't. I'm
Damn,
staying
I
away from
would've
that
went.
fucking thing. Yeah, it's like
That
if I
shit's
can't bring my
fun.
own life raft, why can't I bring my life raft and keep it on my backpack at all time?
It's
Like
just like
why?
my argument. It's like TSA at the airline would totally stop you if you came on with your own parachute. Why do you
Parachute.
need
Yep.
that?
You
And
you
it's
wouldn't
like
be allowed on a plane.
it's like, okay, well, like, what if somebody hijacks this or something goes wrong? You don't want me to live? Why can't I have something to live? No, you'd be in a room with one-way mirrors getting fucking questioned, and you wouldn't make your
You
flight if you brought
legitimately
a
would not.
parachute.
They
And it's
won't
just
let you
like,
on the
that's
plane.
fucked up to me. Why can't you
Mhm.
bring your own parachute? It's for your own
That's
safety.
so fucking stupid. That needs to be changed. That is a terrible, terrible rule.
Because they always just
But
assume you're up to something bad. It's just like, oh
yeah.
yeah, you bring a fucking life raft.
Well, when you guys don't, screw in the door properly and it comes off like it did those other planes, like I might want to jump out and get the fuck
Forgot
out of here,
about that. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that happened. Yeah, that was not
People
good.
don't get sucked out. It's just
No, they didn't get
that's
sucked out, but
that.
what I read that door was not put together properly at all. Like there was
No.
screws missing. It was not well done. I would be pissed. And those people probably got some money out of it, but yeah.
One
Yeah.
thing I wanted to talk about, and I probably said one thing I wanted to talk about 100 times this cast.
Yeah.
We're gonna skip the Sopranos talk just because we're getting later into the show, and I'd
late,
like
yeah.
to save that for another day.
I need the whole show.
I think the UFC is finally getting a little old to me. And I think it's because of the constant fights that are getting canceled off cards last minute. It's the
No champions that are cool, really.
there's no really likable champions right now. Sean O'Malley's okay. He's just a little too cocky for my
A
taste
little bit of a
still.
fag, too much of a twink boy. You gotta
He's
admit that. Come on, you
yeah,
want someone a
he's
little bit less feminine than him, right?
yeah, and like all the champions right now for the most part are a little boring or not that active. Islam Makhachev lightweight couldn't care
Doesn't
about
do
the
anything.
Russians. Fights once a year.
Isn't he also racist? Very bad person.
Yep.
Isn't he like terrorist adjacent?
All of the Russians are, yes.
Yeah, they didn't fight.
John Jones, inactive. I get he's
He's out.
injured, but all he's gonna do is defend his belt once against Stipe, probably win, and then retire.
hasn't
And then
fought.
we have an empty heavyweight. Yeah, he hasn't fought in like 4 years. Then we have an empty heavyweight division again because Stipe will probably retire too. He's older. And then light heavyweight is Alex Pereira. He's likable, whatever. I like him, but like his fights aren't all that great, in my opinion.
He doesn't bring the oomph to it.
Yeah. And then, middleweight, I always get it mixed up. I think, it's welterweight is Leon Edwards, boring. Middleweight is now Dricus Duplessis since he beat Strickland barely. And
Also kind of annoying.
yeah. And then
No
McGregor's
women.
probably
There are
never
no
come back.
good women fighters. Right
Not
now.
anymore.
Fuck McGregor. I'm so sick of hearing about. He's gonna get knocked. He's he's probably a good fighter, but I think he's gonna lose, and I'm sick of hearing about him. But the only reason to hear about him is because he was the greatest. In terms of the mic and from the fighters, he's the greatest UFC person of all time.
Alexandre Pantoja, flyweight. The flyweight division's dead now that dude's in charge. I liked it when Brandon Moreno was champion, but he lost to Alexandre Pantoja. Pantoja's boring, no soul there. And then you got I guess the only division champion I like right now is Volkanovski. Australian 145 bald guy, the short,
Mhm.
stocky guy, used to be a rugby player. That's the only champion I like right now. Everybody else fucking sucks. They're boring. They're not humble. They don't have any character. O'Malley's all right, but he just makes his money off being, cocky and just being out there. Like he's just, oh, let me color my hair. So, like everybody looks at
He's
me. He
like
just wants
clown wig,
attention.
yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
he's just very not for me anymore. I do have an O'Malley shirt, but it's because like
Oh,
I liked watching his upbringing, like
let me think of
his
s
UFC run's been great, but
I like, Bobby Green, up and coming. I don't think he's gonna be a champion or anything, but he's
no, he's
pretty
been
neat.
around for a long time.
Oh, yeah,
Like
not up I
he's a
guess not
vet,
up and coming, but I'm just trying to
but
think of people I guess
well,
I
that's a fight. I
realized
forgot.
more
He's
recently.
fighting Jim Miller. Like that's gonna be
Mhm.
sick.
Yeah. No,
I think Jim Miller
I
might
just
take it,
remember
but
him get I showed a bunch of people at work him getting knocked out. "Ooh, ooh," I'm like, "Oh, oh,
oh,
stop hitting him
Bobby,
in the
no,
head."
yeah,
Yeah,
Bobby,
dude,
no.
do you ever show
The
clips
ref
of
not
UFC to
stopping it.
people who don't watch it? Bro, they think
Yeah,
it's so brutal. Dude,
yeah, they do.
they saw Bobby Green, and, my coworker was like, "Bro," like, kinda like, "Why'd you show me that?" And I'm like, "He's fine." He's like, he's like, "He's fine, he's fine." He's like, "Did you
Dude,
kill that guy?" Oh, I
dude.
showed him Bryce Mitchell getting knocked out, and they're like, "Holy shit, bro."
Dude, that reminds me, I showed my coworker who's not into combat sports or
Yeah.
violent stuff at all. I showed him Derek Lewis knocking out Curtis Blades.
How'd
And
he knock him out? What was this one?
this one was Derek Lewis is known for his right hand. He doesn't
Yeah.
throw a lot, but he times it and then he catches you and you're going out. Okay.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Curtis Blades is a wrestler, goes to shoot for a takedown. And right as he goes in, Derek just uppercuts him with such a meaty, and he falls over like this stiff. And you can
Yeah.
hear Curtis gurgling.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
and
Yeah, that's
then
fucked up.
Derek smashing his
Yeah,
head
hit
into
him
the
in the
fucking
head, yeah.
canvas before the
Yeah.
ref can pull him off. I'm like, he was already out cold.
Hammer
You killed
fisting,
him,
yeah.
Derek.
You
I'll
killed him.
never forget that meme. Somebody made a meme where it's the beginning of that fight where they're touching gloves, and it's like Herb Dean like introducing him, the ref, and it says, it's like, all right, gentlemen, you may touch gloves. Curtis, say goodbye to your family.
Yeah, say goodbye to your family. That's funny as fuck.
Because you literally
Yeah.
got murdered. Like,
Yeah, then you show a normal person, they're like, "Oh my god, you're sick in the head." I'm like,
like
"No, this is awesome,
even
bro. What do you
even when
mean?"
I showed Dad the fight where Chandler up kicked, knocked out Tony Cold. Do you remember that?
Yeah. Yeah, when he looked like a
Dad,
monkey.
Dad was like, oh, like he did not like that
Yeah.
one.
Yeah,
That was
yeah, dude.
brutal.
Yeah, because they think they're dead, bro. Yeah, I'll never forget the reaction to fucking Bobby Green getting hit like 8 times after he was done,
That
bro.
was
They're like,
bad
"Oh,
reffing.
that
That
was
was
so
such
bad."
bad reffing.
Was that Herb Dean? Why do I wanna say it was
No,
Herb
I
Dean?
feel like
Okay.
that was wasn't
The guy
Jason
should have
Herzog.
gotten in
It might have
trouble.
been Keith. No, it was Kerry Hatley, maybe. I don't know.
Okay. Whoever it
Um,
was, they should have gotten in trouble for that one a little bit, but
there,
yeah,
yeah, it
but
was a
UFC,
bad stoppage.
it's just been, I hear that from other fans, I guess just fans of people I watch on podcasts and shit, they'll talk about it because I don't
Be-
have any other people that watch
You
fighting
kind of
sports.
know what I wonder though is like the people that I've met that watch UFC is they don't watch it anymore. They used to back in the Brock Lesnar days, the McGregor
Cool
era.
days.
And you want to know what they say is they say the same thing about now. Like my era of watching it, they're just like saying the same thing. Oh, it gets boring, it gets old. There's no champions I like, and they fall out of it. And I don't want to kind of turn into them because I do enjoy watching them still,
Mhm.
but I just don't watch them as closely as I used to. I still watch them all, but I don't. I'm doing something else, unless it's a
Mhm.
really big fight I care about, And I used to really care about every single fight, even the
You did.
prelims, because I wanted to know,
Mhm.
like, I wanted to know about up and comers. Like, you got to keep an eye on this guy. And like right
Mhm.
now, there are still a few guys in my mind right now that are up and comers. I'm like, this guy, he's a good fighter. Will he ever be a champion? Probably not. But I like watching him fight. Like Trevor Peak, he just got another fight announced. He's on his like third or fourth fight in the UFC. I think he's 7-1 or 8-1 now. He got his first loss his last fight. But this is what's crazy about all his wins. All knockouts.
Nice. That's sick.
All 8 of his fights were knockouts or TKOs. He
Mhm.
just hits you so hard. He's a lightweight.
Mhm.
And he doesn't stop hitting you. So it's like people like that. I like those up and comers, but lately it's been kind of dry. Kind of waiting for the Contender Series to spin up. But I wanted to talk about the rumor is that now Dana White has for years always talked about that he's not adding any more weight classes. He's like, we're not adding any weight classes. He's
We
like,
have
we're
12
not.
already.
Yeah, he's like, we're not doing boxing where we have a weight class every 5 pounds or 7 pounds. He's like, we're just not having more weight classes. He said it over and over. And I doubt this is true, but it is rumored that the McGregor Chandler fight is going to be at 165 pounds, a new division. Because if you think about it, Jack, there's nothing between 155 and 170. There is a
Yeah.
huge gap in weight there. And people have been saying for a long time they need a 160 or 165 pound division.
You
Doubt it
said
will
that.
happen, but I think that would be sick. And I heard that they were going to get rid of the 175 or 170 pound division and move it up. The other one's up 10 pounds or something.
Mhm.
I
Do
don't
we
know.
have like a 300 plus division?
There's no super heavyweight anymore.
Why? So you add that too. That's awesome. How about a 300
There's
plus
they've
100
It's
division?
just kind of like heavyweight, man. Heavyweight's shallow.
Do you
Like
remember?
if you go join the UFC, Jack, and you get 4 wins as a UFC heavyweight, you're in title contention. That's how lit few people that
Oh
matter at
yeah,
heavyweight
I
are.
remember you saying
There
that. That's a
isn't a
problem.
lot. Yeah, the heavier
You
you get, the
scare.
less
Yeah,
fighters you find.
yeah.
So like that's why like they can't fill a super heavyweight division. They can
How
maybe
about
find like 5 dudes that train and would do
why
it.
don't they start doing like crazy exhibition matches, like Boogie versus Wings type
They'll never
matches?
get
'Cause
state
people are gonna get
commissions to allow it.
injured so bad,
And the
people are
insurance
gonna
would be
get killed.
crazy. Like I didn't
Yeah.
realize this. Like on the local circuit, the reason why in like pro MMA on the local circuit, a lot of the times elbows and like knees aren't allowed is because of the insurance.
Mm,
Like
yeah, that's
that
so
it
lit.
just makes it so much more
It shouldn't even
expensive for
be
them to insure it.
shouldn't be insurance even said in a UFC
And but
contract.
then
It
it
should
makes
be
me
like
wonder, like, how do these things like street beefs allow all of it? Well, you want to know why? They have
they're
a very
illegal.
they have a lawyer and they have a very extensive contract, and that when you
Mhm.
sign that, you're basically saying any injuries you get, you are taken care of, and that they have as you cannot hold street beefs or whatever LLC they have or whatever liable at all.
Insurance.
And I'm sure that's it. But when you do stuff like that, the fighter knows they ain't getting paid shit either. So they don't want to do it. You're risking so much. Like street
Mhm.
beefs, you go, have you seen some of those knockouts? They're fucking
I've
horrible.
watched a lot of them. Yeah. No.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because if you're fighting on concrete and shit, that's just gonna happen. Yeah.
Fighting on grass, yeah.
They're just generally, I think they find like the homeless or the local talent, and they let them fight, and that's fine. I have no problems with that. I think they should be allowed to do that. That's totally cool. Mutual combat, but yeah, no, it's good stuff. Yeah, UFC's on a downtrend.
And
R.I.P.
for me,
UFC.
just for me, and
Mhm.
I think that we could call that a show. It's a longer cast,
Yeah.
with just the boys. I know we talked a lot about diet and fitness. I appreciate if you are still listening. I really do appreciate you making it all the way to the end here. I know I
Mhm.
ramble. I know I talk about some of the same shit all the time, but also like this is a place for us to vent our thoughts, and that's what the show is.
Mhm.
And if people don't like us, they don't like us. If they like us, great. Keep watching. I appreciate everybody out there that has shown us love. And yeah,
Yeah,
Jack, what do
just
you got? What do you
make
got?
sure to like, subscribe, comment, all that. We'll keep it down on the fitness talk next week since we did delve into a shit ton of that. We mistakenly became a fitness
Fitness and
podcast.
diet. Yeah,
But yeah, I got really nothing
that's
else
my
for
bad.
you. Just hoping to get some good guests for you. I'll let Paul wrap her up, and thank you. Remember, like, subscribe, comment.
I
Appreciate
like
you.
to remind everybody that made it this far. If you listen to our show and you haven't been on, or have you been on, but you haven't been on as a guest in a while, and Paul forgot about you because he's a piece of shit, and Jack forgot about you, just let us
Not a
know.
big issue.
Reach out to us. Hit our Instagram. Probably the best way, but honestly, gutterballbusiness@gmail.com. Email us if you want to come on. We've only ever gotten like 2 emails there for guests, and they never responded back. So if you want to come on the show, let us know. If you have a YouTube presence, a social media presence, this is the place for you. Help us grow, help you grow. We want to help anybody else out there just as much as you guys want to help us. Give us a lending hand. This won't reach him, but Taylor from PKA, come on the show, man. Come talk for a bit.
Yeah, dude, we could
Kyle,
get
Woody.
dude, we could get Vito. I know we could get Vito from Biggest Problem. Dude,
I
they
don't
had
think
that
he'll come
they had a
on.
trans girl come on that only has like 200 subscribers. 200 subscribers. We could easily get Vito. Vito will
Well,
do it.
I'll have you work on
Vito.
that.
I'll get on the Vito. I'm a Vito file, so I'll tell him a
Okay.
Vito file. He'd be cool.
I like
Anyway,
Vito.
yeah.
Thank you everybody so much for listening. This was Gutterball 85, but I have to do the voice, right?
Yeah.
Gutterball 85. Have a great weekend.